AM and HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios,
it's Sactown Sports 1140. Sactown Sports
headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings look to get back in the win column tonight in Cleveland against the Cavs. According to a report from the Sacramento Bee's Jason Anderson, point guard De'Aaron Fox has been playing through a foot injury, originally suffered in a November 5th win over the Magic. Fox has also been playing through a thumb injury and illness. He is questionable for tonight's matchup, although early reports indicate he'll be in the lineup. Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. Well, the Raiders took another double-digit lead into the halftime for the fourth time this season, and it ended just as you would expect.
23 remaining, 15 seconds. Mayfield flings it left side, end zone. Caught! Caught by Van Jefferson with 9 seconds remaining. Touchdown, LA!
The Raiders moved to 5-8, now find themselves 2.5 games out of the final playoff spot in the AFC with 4 games remaining. The 4 blown double-digit halftime leads are tied for the most in NFL history. Coming up on today's show, CBS Sports Fantasy Football Guru joins us. His name's Dave Richard. I didn't have that in the script. Yeah, he'll join us at 7:27, followed by the voice of the 49ers, Greg Papa, at 8, and KCRA3's Michelle Dapper at 8:27 from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Time to begin the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sactown Sports 1140.
And we're live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, we're all in studio.
Yes.
Yay.
Hi.
I saw in the beginning of the show yesterday, you read my tweet.
I
So
did.
we have to be like so careful and stuff. I don't care.
Well, you put it out there. I felt it's public
Yeah.
knowledge.
No, totally, exactly. I'm just saying, I wouldn't care. You could say, herpes. I had it. And, hey, I'm nothing to be ashamed of. Or is it? I don't know. Yeah, Jay says it's something. Gift that keeps on giving, buddy. I forget. Did you address? I know you didn't at the beginning of the show. Did you address your thing?
Yes.
You did.
Yeah.
Like fully, or
Yeah, I think so.
I just don't want to say anything.
Yeah. I had a kidney stone. Yeah.
You were stoned.
I was stoned.
Yeah, Jason Ross was stoned on Wednesday.
So I've
Take
been
that.
consuming a lot of water.
A lot of
A
water.
lot of bathroom breaks.
You and I talked on the phone about this. And by the way, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just this universal love we have for you or something. But when your wife texted us,
Yeah.
I think I speak for Jay too. We were just terrified. Terrified.
I was
really terrified.
Yeah, I was a little concerned.
Because you just don't know.
I had never experienced anything like that, and I just couldn't stop shaking.
Right.
It was freezing, and I was sweating, and I knew something hurt inside. And I'm like, what is this? What is going on?
And let's be honest, at and I say not our age.
Yeah.
You,
Well, then this is a great weapon and a dangerous one.
Oh,
I'm
God.
reading every possible
No.
thing. I'm like, wait, is
No.
it this? Oh my gosh, it could
No.
be this. No, it doesn't hurt there,
No.
but it does hurt here.
don't.
Yeah.
No.
But that's what I'm trying.
Never WebMD.
I play a doctor on the radio.
Right. Never, ever.
Yeah.
I have a pain in my side and it's connected to this. And oh my God,
You're dying.
you
Yeah.
have feline AIDS.
Right.
It only affects cats, but somehow it has come over to you.
Well, and everything that said about kidney stones was back pain. I'm like, I didn't have it was like
Sure.
right here. I'm like, I don't think it's that because my back doesn't hurt
So
at
I
all.
always thought it would be like your lower left or right back is what I thought.
That's what I
Yeah.
was reading, and it was in the front. And I'm like, it's just I can point to it. I don't know why. It was just painful and felt debilitating, and then all of a sudden it was better.
You and I talked about it's like with migraines, which I'm sure is not even at that level as much as they suck. But unless you've had them, you don't know.
Right.
And I've never had a kidney stone, but
Mhm.
every single person I've ever talked to that has a kid or has had a kidney stone is basically like, yeah, you want to die. It's the worst pain in the world. It sucks. It's horrible. So I'm terrified of ever getting a kidney stone.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine.
It was pretty bad.
Jay's had them.
Jay's had way worse than I
Multiple.
did. Yeah, he had to have surgery.
Okay, so I have a question because this didn't happen for him, and I've always wondered this. So, like, when you have kidney stones and you finally pass them, do you ever hear it?
I saw it.
That's scary.
Little pebble.
Just imagining you're peeing, and all of a sudden, pew!
To answer your next question, no, I did not keep it.
You didn't?
Nope.
It's a necklace.
No way.
It's
Seriously?
somewhere out there.
I kept a big thing of earwax once that when I was irrigating my ears, I put it in a little cellophane because it was like literally the size of my knuckle.
Stop.
You want to see it?
No.
No, I threw it away. My wife actually threw it away. It's like when
You're proud of it.
I took a picture of my kid's diaper once because this kid knocked it
First
out of the
poop?
park. No, not first poop. It was the length of a diaper. And so I'm sending it to the whole family. And
Can you believe
Can
this came out of that?
believe this? Free from madness right now.
How about leading off instead? We'll give
Did
it
I-
three for
did I say
later.
three for?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
You got
By the
poop
way,
and kidney stones on the mind.
I'm on medication today, so I can barely even see you. So if
I'm here.
If it sounds like I'm having a stroke today, it's not. It's Imitrex. So God bless you.
Okay, well, if you're actually having a stroke, then that's
Leading off right now, please.
Let's do it.
It's time for Leading Off.
Brought to you by Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge, where for over 60 years, their name means a great deal in Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com. Here's cut number 1.
Bounce pass goes to Sabonis, top of the foul circle. Looks right, goes left, has two defenders there. Patiently up fake and then beats Lopez. There was backside help from Allen, who almost swiped it away, but Sabonis was able to get it. Sabonis has 23 points.
I'm sorry. I made the mistake of opening up our text line, which I haven't looked at yet. And this is from yesterday. This is to Nick and Rami. And this has to do with this clip. Kings Cavs tonight, 4:30. The very last text. A foot bruise, Nick? Really? A foot bruise? Give me a break. Literally, that's weak, Fox. I always love it when, like...
said guy who's probably had thousands of foot bruises and played through all of them.
It's this guy who's like eating his Cheetos and typing on the text line, just like, that's weak, dude. I mean, come on, Fox. Like, get out of here.
It's the same guy in his kind-spirited way in the commercial that's in the Kings game. It's like, it's a sports injury. The guy that like stepped on the basketball or whatever.
Yes.
And
you
the wife's
tripped over a
the
basketball.
wife's looking at him like,
we're the biggest babies. I mean, that's understandable.
yeah.
It's so stupid. I've criticized De'Aaron Fox over the years as much or more than anybody around, but you got to be fair, man. Like, he's playing through pain. You're gonna hate on him for playing through pain. And by the way, if you're of the he should sit down, maybe you're right, but that's Mike Brown's call.
Yeah.
And the fact that De'Aaron Fox is playing through it gives me nothing but respect for him.
Agreed, and to the point where he's playing effectively,
right?
But he's not his typical self. But if he were to shut it down, let's say for 3 weeks, same person's texting like, "It's a foot bruise. You're soft.
You're soft.
Like why? What do you?
You shut it down. That's weak.
Like play through it.
Right.
Well, it's really got to be a team and internal struggle because he's not his typical self. They've still won games with him playing like this.
Yes.
But also, what is the benefit of resting? And I don't know the answer. Maybe it won't go away.
We talked about, and I was very vocal about how I thought it was hinky, the timing of how long he was out last year, and then he came back the day after Halliburton was traded. He played that back-to-back against Minnesota, played heavy minutes, and like I said, I'm sure it was completely understandable, but it just the optics were a little bit weird. You can't have it both ways. Well, if he sits, he's weak. If he plays through it, he's weak. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. You guys stand in front of De'Aaron Fox on this one, I think. And by the way, having an all-star level campaign, he just wants to not play. And now, by the way, again, Mike Brown has to assess,
right?
Are they better off with those minutes going to Davion Mitchell and Malik Monk and Terrence Davis and whomever, or is De'Aaron Fox more effective than that? Obviously, he thinks, at least so far, to lean towards Fox. Cavs looking for revenge tonight. All your coverage pregame starting at 4:00, game night with Scotty the Body and friends right before that. So stay tuned to Sactown Sports number 2.
Cut number 2.
The snap the knee. Victory formation for Baker Mayfield. Just days into his stint in Los Angeles. A fourth quarter game-winning drive of 98 yards, 17-16 the final.
I love sports,
mm-hmm.
and I love sports for nights like last night. I have no love for Baker Mayfield. In fact, I think he's been a ding-dong much of his career. I thought he was a ding-dong in college, ding-dong as a pro. You go from number 1 pick in the draft to being traded / released by multiple teams, and you had to get picked up off of waivers. Watching this game last night, thinking, okay, Raiders are going to walk away with a win from the shell of a Rams team. I'm watching because, again, jury duty. It's the only thing that's on. Basketball, et cetera. And, and then all of a sudden, that was a pretty decent completion. And that was a pretty good move. Well, look, he rushed for the first down. And then all of a sudden it kind of became like, wow, this is kind of cute. Good for him. And then something special happened that you did not expect out of the blue. And I'm here for it. I hate the Rams. I love the Raiders. They're not my team, but I'm certainly rooting for them to win. But as a sports fan, that was magical.
Yeah, and when you have a moment like that, there's someone on the other side, and it's miserable for the Raiders. They totally blew it. Like when people say choke, like that was one, and others would say, what a game. No, the finish was like storybook. The game was awful.
The game was awful.
Yeah.
The finish was storybook. That's a perfect way to put it.
It was incredible. Like that stuff. And I still wish and maybe it'll come out today or maybe even yesterday, but like when he first went in and he literally is covering his ears, I think they're just saying, hey, not 22 sandwich, 3 right, 4 wing, whatever. It's probably like, hey, look for Jefferson on the right side.
Yeah,
they can't tell him what he's not going to know what the lingo is. Maybe he's repeating it to the guys.
Sure.
But basically, look for the out 15 yards downfield.
He's playing backyard football, drawing plays up on his palm.
Right.
And they end up coming back from behind. We have some stats for you. We have some numbers to show you how rare this was. Real quick, cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
Here's Purdy out of the gun looking for McCaffrey on the goal line. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Light the fuse. CMC has detonated.
Let's beam.
Like the beam. That's what I thought he was saying.
628 will have a number for you when it comes to Tom Brady and Brock Purdy that you may not like if you're a Niner fan. Greg Papa will join us at 8 o'clock. We'll talk Niners throughout the day. Dave Richard at 7:27. Michelle Dapper at 8:27. We've got a full-packed show for you. When we get back, though, what a night in the NBA, including perhaps the greatest game of the year. Let's check in on where the Kings are in the standings going into tonight versus the Cavs. We're right back on Sactown Sports.
Continue their road trip Friday as they look for a season sweep of the Cavs.
What a job that was by Keegan Murray.
Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about ACR Solar. Go to acrsolar.com to find out all the things they can provide for you. ACR Solar and roofing, home services, of course, solar, as I mentioned. There's a lot on the table there because they do so many amazing things. And with a weekend set of rain, we're going to have a big storm coming in tomorrow, a lot of wind, a lot of rain, always kind of stressful worrying about your home. And for us, the last couple of years have been really stressful because we had an older roof that at times had some leaks. So now we're worry-free. We got a brand new roof thanks to the great folks at ACR Solar. And the work was amazing, how they did it, how they executed everything. But for us, when we met with them, we knew this was the company we wanted to work with. We trusted them, and the follow-through was amazing. Day to day, the communication that we got from them, we knew what to expect, what was going to happen, and they delivered all of those things. Because I know some of you out there have had people that say, I'll be over between 8 and 10, and then they don't show up or they come after the hours. No, everything they said, they delivered on, and that was really, really important to us. And then the end result, we got a brand new roof. It looks great. We've got the peace of mind, curb appeal, all the things we were looking for, and a roof for many, many, many years to come. So if you're in that spot, you're in need, don't wait any longer. Check out acrsolar.com.
Sactown Sports 1140 is broadcasting live on YouTube.
To me, it's a must watch.
Check out the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and the Cattles and Rami Show.
Plus, get exclusive content.
Search Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube.
Nick Cattle saying, start your holidays right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from California Backyard. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series Gas Grill.
Stimulating conversation about kitchen gadgets and baseball cards.
I think that's really crazy interesting.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
A lot of basketball going on last night amidst the football. I was going to say this to Jay during the break. I'll say it on the air. Jay's spinning a couple. I think a plate fell off the spinner through no fault of Jay's. He's got that look. Have you ever? Does Sean Sharania do media? Just thinking about this.
Yeah, I don't hear him much.
I don't hear him much at all.
I think he does his own.
I've gone back and forth with him on text trying to get him on the show a couple times. Where he's like, yeah, that sounds really cool. Not available on like the day and time I'll ask, but text me back, about X, Y, and Z. I'll do
Yeah.
it. He'll follow up. Still not good. Text me again. Then like the third time, I just don't hear from him anymore.
Interesting. He's an interesting story. I think he'd be a fun interview. Not your basic, not your Sam Amick, like what's going on. Although I really would like to have him on to talk about his story and how you realize how young he is. He's in like mid-20s.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. He's built a really good career. I think that would be very, very interesting. We'll work some back channels, Jay, see if we can't get that the next couple of weeks. In the meantime, basketball on the floor. Oh my goodness gracious. Denver, Portland was ridiculous.
Head fake on the jumper. Shot clock winding down. Baseline jumper up and in for Nikola Jokic. That's 33 in the game for him.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Damian Lillard had something to say, though. Portland, Denver.
Here's Dame, a deep three. In and out and in. Dame drills it. His fifth three of the game. He's got 19.
A lot of people have been saying, where is this Jamal Murray kid? Remember how good he was in the playoffs a few years back, and then he got injured and this and that and whatever. What in the heck? Well, he called game last night.
Here we go. Inbound goes to Nikola Jokic. He's guarded by Nurkic. 6 seconds to Murray. Murray has it at the three-point line. Murray for the win. Yeah! Let's go!
Is that me? Is that how I'm calling him?
Did he make it?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Jody hates it when I throw out a lot of numbers, but everybody bear with me. This is starting with 6:33 left in the fourth. Okay. 105-104 Denver. 106-105 Portland. 107-106 Denver. 108-107 Portland. 109-108 Denver. 110-109 Portland. 111-110 Denver. 112-111 Portland. 114-112 Denver. 115-114 Portland. Now we're at 45 seconds. 116-115 Denver, 117-116 Portland, 118-117 Denver, 120-118 Portland, 121-120 on the game winner for Denver. By the numbers, that's the best game we've had all year. That's insane. As a matter of fact, I know that ESPN Stats and Info had this. Let me see if I can find it. The game with the most lead changes ever was actually on February 13th of 2014. The Clippers beat Portland. It was another Blazer loss, 122-117 with 40 lead changes. Wow. But even that one had 11 over the last 756. And last night, 15 lead changes in the last 633. Wow. That had to be the most in NBA, or at least recorded in NBA history. It's ridiculous.
Just back and forth. The shot making was like, there were so many different times, like, that's the one. That's the backbreaker. And it just kept going. And it felt like if it had more minutes, it just would have kept doing what it was doing.
Yeah. It
was great.
You almost wanted it to go to You did want it to go to overtime, and you didn't really want anyone to lose. It was fantastic. Congrats to both teams for that, and I'm sure very much for Portland, they're not too happy about that at all. The Spurs break their losing streak against their interstate rivals, I guess. Houston 118, 109, and the Heat bounced back from that embarrassment that they had the other night. Who was it that came in there and just killed them in the third and fourth quarter? It was in their last game in Miami. It was the Pistons. Yeah, remember that 116-96. The Pistons beat Miami, and Eric Spoelstra obviously had a conversation. They ended up beating the Clippers 115-110. Of note there, Paul George had 29 points, 8 boards, 7 assists. And I mentioned that because, Kawhi Leonard did not play, but that's half of that dynamic duo right there. 14-13 are the Clippers, and obviously they've had injury issues.
Yeah.
But at some point, best ability is availability. You and I both were very high on the Clippers in the preseason, and on paper, there's no reason to not be very high on the Clippers. But woof.
Yeah, they just, even the games that they've had, all the guys, Kawhi came back the other day to his credit and had the game winner, was that in Charlotte.
Yep.
So they just need continuity with that group. But I love their roster. I think they have the talent to come out of the West.
Have we ever had a conversation? I was thinking about this, and I'm a prisoner in the moment. It's a long season and blah, blah, blah. You never know what's going to come out of the West. And I'd like to think the West overall is the better conference. But right now, the Pelicans, I was very high on in the offseason. I'm very excited. This is my second favorite team in the league. I love what they did. I love the fact that they got what they got from the Lakers and how everything went when small market New Orleans lost Anthony Davis, and it's paid off so well for them. And they're still going to have, they've got a shot at Victor Wembanyama, like a legit shot at Victor Wembanyama. And they're at the top of the West, 16-8. How would you feel if Adam Silver, because he is very innovative or tries to be, how would you feel about a playoff tournament that was completely open-seeded by record? And what I mean by that is conceivably you could have a playoff tournament, let's say, if the season ended today, where the Boston Celtics were the 1 seed and the Milwaukee Bucks were the 1 seed on the other side, and everything was seeded, what would it be, 1 through 8 on both, and you basically played that as a tournament regardless of conference.
Fine.
Yeah. I would too, and I think the rivalry thing is overrated. And
I think the league either needs to do one or the other, like jump all in on divisions meaning something and conferences meaning the world.
Yeah.
Or
I don't think they mean anything.
Then mix and merge. And I mean, honestly, I know the joke years ago about the Pacific Division title. I mean, the Kings would take another one if they won it. That is but what does it mean?
It doesn't.
So either overload and just make rivalries like you're always almost like baseball where the Dodgers and Giants play each other 19 times. So then Kings, Lakers a bunch and Warriors and Clippers and Suns, or just no value in that. Like, why do we even, I don't ever look at the division standings. I look at the conference standings.
Right. I'm with you. Yeah, you never look at division standings. As a matter of fact, when you go, for example, when you go to ESPN and you look at
actually, the Kings are leading the division, aren't they? Yeah. Oh no, the Suns.
The Suns are leading the division. They are 2 games ahead of the second place Sacramento Kings. But when you go to ESPN's standings, it defaults to conference,
right?
Because that's all anybody cares about. I don't think, like, honestly, right now, and I know this is cyclical, but with the Lakers are always going to be a big deal for Kings fans. But I think right now, if you asked Kings fans right now, today, who do you feel more of a rivalry with? The Suns, the Clippers, whatever, or the Pacers? Like, I feel more of a rivalry with the Pacers right now because, the trade.
Yeah, just the timing of it.
And that'll go away, but I don't care. And I bring that up because I was thinking about the Bucks, because I wasn't in here yesterday. I think if the Bucks play that game, the game they played last night, or the night before against Kings, I think they beat the Kings 99 out of 100 times. Mm-hmm. Like, I felt zero sadness about that loss. They're just so good.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to imagine them, as long as they're full strength, not winning the championship unless it's Boston. And if the season were to end right now, by the way, I also felt this way about Phoenix and Golden State last year. The season were to end right now, to me, the NBA Finals is the Bucks and the Celtics. Those 2 teams there's no holes. There's no flaws in them whatsoever. So I don't know if it's going to a long way to go. Injuries, this, that, whatever. But still, as you said, the Sacramento Kings right now, 2nd in the Pacific. That doesn't matter, but they are 5th.
Okay.
Tied for 5th, 6th. They're percentage points ahead of the Jazz, both 2.5 back of the first place Pelicans. 13-10 are your
Keep it rolling.
Kings. We'll take a first look at Sunday's Niners-Bucks matchup and a not too great stat for Brock Purdy. We'll let you know, Niner fans, next.
The Kings continue their road trip Friday as they look for a season sweep of the Cavs.
What a job that was by Keegan Murray.
Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
Nick Cattle saying start your holidays right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from California Backyard. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, it's turned me into a pro. Think outside the kitchen this year and cook your whole holiday meal on Napoleon Gas Grill. Napoleon, they are the grills built to last, all made with premium steel that boasts quality. Check out Napoleon Grills today at any of the 4 nearby California Backyard locations. Always the best in backyard living. California Backyards, check them out at Napoleon.com.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age, but there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun.
They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, curbside pickup, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at HagenOaks.com.
Ooh, there's nothing worse than being cold and uncomfortable in your own home. Make sure you and your family are able to enjoy the holidays this winter. At American Energy Heat and Air, we want to make sure your furnace is running safely and efficiently during these cold months. For only $49, take advantage of the 30-point tune-up today. Proudly servicing the community since 1981, American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Book your tune-up today for only $49. Call 916-520-9990 or visit them at AmericanEnergyAir.com.
My mother owned Christmas. Well, not in a literal sense, of course, but she had an extraordinary way of making sure the holiday was perfect for her family. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa for Naturewood Home Furnishings. I'll never forget my daughter's first Christmas when every present under the tree was for my mother's first granddaughter, while the rest of us had to look in the spare bedroom for our gifts. Now, those memories always bring a smile to my face. My mother always taught, have a bit of Christmas in my home every day of the year. That can be a tiny happy Santa bauble, a sparkling memento on the wall, or a comfortable rocking chair. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you find the perfect accent piece for every room in your home during their annual holiday sale, including unique mirrors, clocks, wall art, rugs, chairside tables, curios, accent chairs, recliners, lamps, and more. You'll find that perfect bit of Christmas for your home. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Servicing your vehicle has never been so easy. At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Schedule your next service appointment anytime, anywhere at StocktonHonda.com. It only takes a minute to schedule, and our award-winning service team will have you back on the road in no time. Oil changes, tires, parts, and more.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
If you want to hit the golf ball farther and straighter, the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers you the opportunity to experience the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA Tour professionals. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is an indoor facility that opens onto the driving range so you can see your all-important ball flight. With the advantages of cutting-edge technology and analyzing your ball flight, the Hagen Oaks professional staff will make you a better player. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, or call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
Life doesn't stop when the economy is uncertain. The market might not care you have a wedding to plan or a kid to put through school. And inflation doesn't know you've got a family to feed. But Bank of America does, and is here to help. With digital tools to help you save and local experts in Central New York, you can keep life moving forward the way you need it to. Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at BofA.com/Central New York. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Sacramento State football is hosting a playoff game this Friday night at 7:30 against Incarnate Word. Tickets start at just $10. Go to HornetSports.com.
Sactown Sports headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings look to get back in the win column tonight in Cleveland against the Cavs. According to a report from the Sacramento Bee's Jason Anderson, point guard De'Aaron Fox has been playing through a foot injury, originally suffered in a November 5th win over the Magic, and has also been playing with a thumb injury and illness. Fox is questionable for tonight's matchup, although early reports indicate he'll be in the lineup. Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. Well, you know this story. The Raiders took another double-digit lead into halftime and lost it for the 4th time this season.
23 remaining, 15 seconds. Mayfield flings it left side, end zone. Caught! Caught by Van Jefferson with 9 seconds remaining. Touchdown, LA!
The Raiders moved to 5-8 and now find themselves 2.5 games out of the final playoff spot in the AFC with 4 games remaining. The 4 blown double-digit halftime leads are tied for the most in NFL history. Coming up on today's show, CBS Sports fantasy football guru Dave Richard joins us at 7:27, followed by the voice of the 49ers, Greg Papa, at 8, and KCRA3's Michelle Dapper at 8:27 from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Stimulating conversation about kitchen gadgets and baseball cards.
I think that's really crazy interesting.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Going to get to Tom Brady and the 49ers here in a second. I wasn't here yesterday for Brittney Griner. I have one thing to say on that. First off, awesome that she's home.
Yes.
First and foremost, full stop. Secondly, it's a charged conversation, and I get it. There's some very legitimate questions to be asked, and I'm not trying to dip my foot in that one. There are other folks there, Mr. Whalen being one of them. What America gave up as far as in the trade, you make it sound like a sports thing, but truly it was a trade. It's funny. I talked to my uncle yesterday, who was a Green Beret, served in Vietnam, and his thing was, he goes, one thing nobody's ever talking about, and again, I never served like most of my family, and they are heroes beyond anything to me. They said, once a Marine, always a Marine. And he goes, people are forgetting the code. First off, women, children first. Secondly, civilians first. Marine would never, you're first in, last out, would never, ever want to be out. So I'm sure, and in fact, Mr. Whalen spoke yesterday saying, I was really hoping things, would be moving along and I want to come home, and he deserves to be with his family too. And there's layers upon layers upon layers. I just think that, I think it's okay to have questions. I think it's okay to look at it and kind of raise an eyebrow as to what you traded and what the potential outcomes will be. But I also think it's okay to say she's going to celebrate Christmas with her family. I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned. I think it's okay to say, without justifying the horrible punishment and unfair punishment to us, but you go to other countries, I guarantee you, anytime Brittney Griner goes to another country again, she is going to be uber careful.
She better.
Exactly. Everyone should do that. Just because we do things our way doesn't mean they do things their way. That being said, this was obviously a political thing, a political ploy over there. I get that. It's okay to have the conversation, but I also think this is one of those where we're so divided in so many ways these days, and what's right is wrong, what's wrong is right, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This is one of those where there's a gray area, and that's okay.
Multiple things can be true in this case.
Multiple things can be true. I am very glad she will be home with her wife and her family for Christmas. So, and I pray and hope that the just because they're not high profile, that the rest of the people over there also get to come home and spend Christmases with their families. All right, I got a stat for you. Niners and Bucks this weekend. This listen, records are made to be broken, trends are made to be untrended. I have a list here of quarterbacks facing Tom Brady in their first career starts. In 2009, Luke Falk. In 2013 and 2019, 2013, EJ Manuel. In 2012, Jake Locker. In 2011, Tyler Palko. I know. Kansas City. In 2010, Matt Flynn. In 2004, Luke McCown. No, that was Cade McCown. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's when, UCLA.
Yeah.
No surprise. Quarterbacks facing Tom Brady in their first career starts are 0-6. Maybe 1-6 after this weekend. I don't know, but
I'm guessing. I don't know for sure. It's you have to do some fact checking on that. Is Brock Purdy of the best team on that list?
I would
That's a guess.
Very much.
But I feel like it's a good guess.
Yeah, I would very, very much imagine so. The Jets in 19, Buffalo in 13, Tennessee in 2012, Kansas City in 11, Green Bay, okay. And then Cleveland in 04.
And I'm guessing, aren't the Niners the only one that's probably favored against them?
I think so. Yeah. I would almost guarantee that. So it'll be very interesting to see what the trends do versus reality. But here's the bottom line. Brock Purdy, kind of interesting to pause and think about the week he has had. Think about just the human aspect, the conversations he's had with his family, with his friends back home. I don't know if this is the case or not, but if I were to make the statement, there will be no greater spotlight in the NFL this weekend than on a guy who was picked Mr. Irrelevant last year. Is there anyone that's going to be spotlighted more than Brock stinking Purdy on Sunday versus Tom Brady and the Bucs at home? So the mental fortitude that's going to be necessary to do that, the mental strength, and much like last night with Baker Mayfield and I think Niner fans, we all want the Disney ending.
Yeah.
Go out there and kick ass, Brock. Kick ass.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Be too dumb and naive to worry about the pressure or who you're playing or whatever. Just go out there and win.
But I really feel like that dumb and naive element is the first time you're thrown into the fire, which was last week. Like emergency, you're not expecting, again, it's staying ready, but I drive to the stadium thinking I'm playing. I don't know that you do. I think you're mentally ready.
Yeah.
But then you're thrown in and there's no chance for nerves. Now I am the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. He's had that all week. And I've got a heavy burden here. It's not all on him, but I mean, if they falter, it's all on him. That's where they're going. The media, everybody's nice and sweet to Brock Purdy right now. But if they lose 3 in a row, let's say, I don't think it's the defense. I don't think it's the running game. I don't think my guess right now without context is that people would put it all on Brock Purdy.
I think they would. And it's not like Jimmy Garoppolo was Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
But the team aspect is now listen, if Brock Purdy goes out there and goes, 35 of 43 for 350 and 2 touchdowns and they lose, I'm not blaming Brock Purdy. Right. I'm praising Brock Purdy, but the odds of that are about as even as you or I putting up those numbers this Sunday. I think most people are expecting, 12 of 17 for $153 and a touchdown or 2 and a pick or 2, and,
which might be enough.
And they eke out a 24-21 victory.
It's fine.
A lot of some field goals, some defensive plays, and the defense knows that. What I do like is the way the team is rallying around him, at least on the surface. They loved Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'll just bet. I just have a sneaky suspicion because of his history and because of the type of person he's proven to be in that locker room. My guess is Jimmy Garoppolo has been all up in Brock Purdy's ear all week long, basically as his own personal offensive coordinator and coach.
Yeah. I would think so too. And that you just get you get a peer besides all the coaching he's getting and the reps. The good thing is he's been around. Hopefully he fully understands the system, but now it's just different in being the one that's running the show.
I read a story yesterday that after practice, and I think I might get a minor detail wrong, but you'll get the gist. After practice, Brock Purdy would remain with one of the Niners quarterback assistants, and they would run through all the plays, just Brock and the assistant, no other players, not thrown, just do it basically, like
shadow,
like air guitar or something, but he'd run back and, okay, there's a pass play. Where are you going? All right, handoff, play action pass, gun run, whatever it is, jet sweep. And he would stay after and run all these plays. So, and the reason I don't know how effective that is, but you do enjoy hearing about work ethic. And you can kind of tie that back. We'll talk about that Rams-Raiders game much later in the program. But I think a lot of Niner fans, first off, I'll admit, I saw what Baker Mayfield was doing last night with the Rams, and I couldn't help but think, gosh, look, this is the shadow of the Rams. There's no Cooper Kupp, half their team's gone. Could Baker Mayfield have done the same thing? Could they have had the same moment with the Niners and Kyle Shanahan and all the offensive weapons? Maybe, maybe not. And that might be, we talked about this before, when teams have time to scheme for a player, it's one thing. There's no time to scheme for Baker Mayfield. We'll see what he does next week.
Right.
But last night was something unbelievably special, and you hope to see a little bit of that with Purdy.
Absolutely. And, as much, he's got to not put the pressure on himself, but there will be pressure on him. There's no doubt. That's the position. That's the nature of the sport. But more of what he did last week, if he can, and just really manage the game, make the throws that he's more than capable of doing, and rely on all the other good stuff the Niners have.
Tampa Bay with a big comeback win last week. Now they're on a short week. You just hope this isn't one of those Tom Brady momentum games that we're going to see. Big matchup this Sunday. Kings versus Cavs. That's a revenge game for the Cavs, maybe. We'll also look at Kings versus Knicks before we talk again on Monday. So next, we're not going to do 3 in the key. That's bad news.
Oh.
Sorry, Jason.
Darn it.
We are going to do 6 in the key.
Oh.
Jay's happy. We'll do that next.
Sactown Sports 1140 is broadcasting live on YouTube.
To me, it's a must-watch.
Check out the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and the Cattles and Rami Show.
Plus, get exclusive content.
Search Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube.
Buying a new Acura is an easy decision, and Acura of Stockton makes buying easy. Come and see us today or shop online. If we don't have it, you can pre-select your favorite Acura and pick it up when it arrives. No contracts or deposits required. It's that easy. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade whether you buy from us or not. Don't settle for less than the quality of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or online at AcuraofStockton.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Your 2022 Big Sky champions Sacramento State Hornets are moving on in the NCAA FCS playoffs. The Hornets will host a third-round playoff game against Incarnate Word on Friday, December 9th at 7:30. Tickets start at just $10 and are available at hornetsports.com. Hornet Nation, we need you to pack Hornet Stadium and cheer on your hometown Hornets in their quest for a national championship. Get your tickets now. Go Hornets and Stingers up.
Love Makita Power Tools? If so, you don't want to miss out on this special event. Fasteners Tool Outlet is hosting a Makita one-day sale on Saturday, December 17th. Here you'll find tons of great deals on all new Makita products. Buy a select 40-volt kit and you'll receive up to 2 free 40-volt batteries. Stop by Fasteners Tool Outlet on December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road. Again, that's Saturday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road.
Carmichael Dave here, letting you know when the housing market shifts quickly like it has the last few months, having the right mortgage company on your side is crucial in this ever-changing market. We've got just that lender. It's my guy Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. Now you can check them out at refinancewithshelby.com. They're fast, they're local, and competitive. Shelby's team, as I've told you for years, is well known in the real estate market from real estate agents, title companies, appraisal companies. United Wholesale Lending will even get your offer fully underwritten and approved up front so you can compete with the cash offers. With the increase in inventory, the market has shifted from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Buyers now have the opportunity to shop for the home that's right for them instead of settling for what was available. You can always refi as soon as rates come down, or United Wholesale Lending has alternative loan options like a 2-1 buy down. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That's RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRA number 01864354.
Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back this May 5th and 6th at Cal Expo, starring Lady A, Chris Young, Brett Eldridge, and so many more. Plus a boot scooting line dancing saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Text or call the show at 916-339-1140 on Sactown Sports 1140.
Like many married couples, with Christmas coming up, my wife and I just give each other a list. Oh, very little surprise left. I took a look at my list this morning.
List of stuff you want?
Yeah, list of stuff you want. Dude, how old man and lame is this? Belts. Like literally, I need a couple new belts. A popcorn popper. Usually my wife makes it, but when she's gone, I need one, and ours crapped out because overuse. A sheet set.
You asked for that?
My wife doesn't care. Like, we're not one of those people that have like 90 pillows.
We are.
Right. We're not. And I know people, and I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah.
We use the same sheets and just wash them and use them. It's like, come on. Okay. And pillows. Yeah, I want a new pillow.
Okay.
How lame? Like seriously, not a video
but
game.
as far as
nothing.
functionality, you
So
use the
dumb.
pillow a ton. If it's a great pillow,
I know. Just remember when it was like, I want a Nintendo.
Yeah. I don't know if you had this back in your day, but look back at a catalog.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want that. I want this toy, and I want that toy. And when do they even do catalogs anymore?
Amazon sends one.
Do they? Do
Yeah,
they?
They do.
I'm very confident that somewhere on Jay's list is like still some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I want a record player.
That was last year.
Was it?
Did you get it?
You
Yes,
got
I did.
something,
See.
little kid, on your list. Trust me, I fully believe. We'll have to have post game show
Reveals.
reaction. Right. We will have post game all weekend long. As a matter of fact, I will be doing Sundays.
Oh, the next
version of the post game after the New York Knickerbocker game. In the meantime, we've got not only the Knicks, but the Cavs tonight. Revenge game for the Cavs. They're at home. Maybe they underestimated the Kings. I am a little scared of this game. I fully expect to go 0-2.
Okay.
Just
Really?
Milwaukee, and then tonight.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the weekend.
No,
Okay.
no. 0-2 to start the road trip. I'll be pleasantly surprised if we do not. But let's see how well we can predict.
Okay.
It's not 3 in the key.
No.
2 games. It's 6 in the key.
Wow. We're in there a lot. We got a
are.
violation.
Well, a lot of violations.
All right, Dave, you'll lead us off here
Okay.
on our 3 categories, at least for this first game, which is the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Hey.
First time they played, rebounding was a problem.
It was.
Cavs are big.
Yeah, they are.
So we're doing total rebounds. So if that's 52 to 28, whatever you think it might be, and whom?
Total rebounds. Like, okay.
Game rebounds
I got you.
combined for
I
each
got
team.
you. I'm going to say Cavs 55, Kings 41.
I'm going to say, my turn.
Yeah, I'll go 48-40 Cavs. Jay?
I was going to go 51-43 Cavs.
Okay. So we're all in a Cavs agreement there.
No, Cavs.
No, Cavs. All right, this next one, we need 2 answers here.
Cavs.
It's Mitchell versus Mitchell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Donovan versus Davion. So we want point totals. Donovan versus Davion. I know they don't always guard each other.
Combined?
Yeah, just what Donovan will do and then what Davion will do. So I think Donovan's going to score 31 and Davion will score 9.
I think
Jay?
Donovan scores 29. I think Davion scores 12.
Dave?
I was going to, you know what? I'm just going to stick with it. I don't care. I laughed because I was going to go 31-8. And you went 31-7, right?
31-9.
31-9. I'm going to go 31-8. I'm just sticking with it.
That was in your head.
It was absolutely in my head.
And Jay, 3-pointers made for the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento Kings tonight will make an even 20.
Wow. Okay. Dave?
I will say 17.
I had 17 written
Yeah,
down. I'm leaving it. All right. Game 2. Dave, you lead us off for the Knicks. We want Domantas Sabonis' stat line. Points, rebounds, assists.
Okay. I'm going to go Domantas Sabonis with 16, 16, and 8.
Okay.
Are we close again?
Yeah, I already have mine written in. I have 19, 18, and 8.
Okay.
So we're close. Jay?
There's some sort of weird collusion going on between the two of you, and I'm not really a fan of it.
Sorry.
Like, you guys are kind of in there talking during the break. You don't really say anything.
Can I be honest with you?
Sure.
We're doing Morse code with our feet.
That's what I figured.
Under the table.
I saw a little movement down there, and anytime I know is when that Morse is happening.
Yeah.
Domas will have against the Knicks 18, 11, and 10.
We are all around each other there.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, next, let's do De'Aaron Fox. Stat line against the Knicks. He's at the guard, big place to play, big spotlight. We now know about this injury. I will go first here for De'Aaron. I have 14, 2, and 8. Jay?
I have a DNP.
Oh.
I thought I was going to bring up the rear with that. That's exactly where I was going to go. All right. Because obviously that's a call your shot thing. And
Yes.
it does make a little bit of sense.
Oh, Earl said the same.
De'Aaron, I'm going to go, okay, screw it. I'll go the other way. De'Aaron Fox, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists.
He is playing in the Garden, so if he does play, I think he'll play well.
You know what? Honestly, yeah, he's going to play. Unless he's jacked. One visit to the Garden all year long. And by the way, congratulations to Katie and the rest of the crew that's out there. What a fine time to be in New York. I got to experience that one time to be in New York during during December.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool, man.
No, it's not.
What?
Until the downpour comes.
Hey.
Both times I've been to New York in December, just nasty rain.
I'm going to guess they have better weather than we do.
Hey, I was just going to say, the one time I did that was the MLS meetings, and we went to New Orleans right after that for a vacation. We did a detour to New York. We go to New York, and then we go to New Orleans. It was 10 degrees colder in New Orleans, and the next day it snowed for like the first time in 15 years in New Orleans.
They're going to be there maybe late tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight, high of 46, sunny, low of 32, so not warm, but it's
about us.
Tomorrow, 43 and 36, sunny. Sunday of the game, 43, low of 35, 90% chance of rain.
Okay,
but,
that's right around what we have. Yeah. But it's gorgeous, man. If you ever get a chance to go, or if you have gone, you know exactly what we're talking about. We got a couple minutes here.
Well, we got last one here.
Oh, last one. I apologize.
Jay, you lead us off for that Knicks game. Sacramento Kings' largest lead
against the Knicks will be 22.
Wow. I'm going to say 17.
I had 16. This is scary.
Watch, they don't lead at all. The Knicks lead wire to wire.
It can't happen.
If the Kings were to lose to the Knicks, it's so funny that I can even ask this question. If the Kings were to lose to the Knicks, and we're talking about a Kings team that by then will be 24 games into an 82-game season, and let's say they lose by 5 or more, would you consider that their worst loss of the season?
Again, now context will matter. Before it's being played, yes.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see how they play. But I have a hard time believing they could play well and lose that game.
I agree.
That's my belief. So something went wrong, something they did wrong. There'll be something those rebounds or the fourth quarter turnovers or the poor shooting in the second quarter. Without seeing that game being played, I would say yes.
Because I'm looking at...
They've done a really good job beating the teams with records either comparable or worse than them.
Jason, I think the only game, unless I'm missing one, the only game they've lost that they were favored to win was opening night against Portland.
Okay.
And I know they were favored to win that one, but I also would say that if you had that game, I mean, they might still be favored, but Vegas didn't know what Portland was.
Yeah.
Vegas was thinking Portland was going to be out of the playoffs, and maybe they will. They certainly didn't. I mean, Portland, up until recently, was fighting for the top spot in the West. So that's the only game they've lost that they've... When you think about the fact that they're 23 games into the season, and other than opening night, they've beaten every team they're supposed to beat.
Yeah. I think the other game that jumps out to me, at least, I mean, there's a good team that they lost to, was the way the one of the two Warrior games in San Francisco, they were getting killed. Now, they came back. The bench brought them back. They had to... Coach Kerr had to bring the starters back in to kind of save the game. So the score at the end looked closer, but the Kings were getting annihilated that day.
Yes, they were. They were. And they ended up losing that game by 5, 130-125. They came back to do that. Then 116-113 to follow that up. I think that's the game you were talking about. Was that the game? The second one. And then they beat, it was so weird. They've already played the Warriors. They didn't play them until what? The second to last game of the season? Then they beat the Warriors 122-115. So again, Kings, Cavs tonight, 4:30 pregame at 4 o'clock. Game night with Scott Marsh at 3:30. Let's take a break. When we get back, Sac State has a huge playoff matchup tonight. Could it be the final game for their head coach, Troy Taylor? We'll tell you about those rumors and more. And if you want tickets to go see the team tonight, this is your one chance. 1-800-920-1140. Get on right now. The easiest Sac State trivia we've had so far. I'm calling my shot. Get there next.
The Kings continue their road trip Friday as they look for a season sweep of the Cavs.
What a job that was by Keegan Murray.
Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
Peak Conventional to save on motor oil for your everyday vehicle. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP oil filter for only $26.99. Get the complete job done at the right price at any of our 6,200 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. Look, a holiday magic trick every year. Amy's Outdoor Living makes an incredible metamorphosis into Sacramento's finest holiday store. See dozens of beautifully decorated themed Christmas trees, find hundreds of unique ornaments perfect for any tree, plus sensational gifts for everyone on your list. Is there a better gift than a Traeger pellet grill? No. Specially priced for the holidays. Save $400 off the Timberline $850 and $1350, $200 off the Pro 575. Oh my goodness gracious. Get $2 off all rub sauces and seasonings and pellets. Fire pits make a wonderful gift, and it'll be where the family gets together to enjoy all that Christmas cheer. Experience the magic of the holidays at Amy's Outdoor Living. Now 2 locations. El Camino near Watt and Carmichael. That's the one I grew up going to with my dad. And inside Amy Ace Hardware in El Dorado Hills Town Center. Get up there today. Enjoy the holidays. Make everybody happy. And support your good local businesses like Amy Ace Hardware.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with the Retirement Security Center for the weekly economic update. When good news is bad news and bad news is good news, how can today's investors make educated decisions? According to Reuters, strong jobs and service sector reports indicate continued economic resiliency. Good news. This resiliency could lead the Federal Reserve to remain steadfast on their monetary tightening path. Bad news. As consumers turn their purchases to the service sector, continued upward wage pressure could continue to drive prices higher. Increasing wages are good news for workers, but bad news for consumers as the increased costs often get passed on to them. In the case of the Chinese economy, is good news actually good news? A reopened Chinese market could boost productivity, increasing supply and potentially lowering prices. The bad news is it could come too late for U.S. markets, which may be relying on potential bad news in the labor market to signal potential good news for investors. The best news may be no news on rate increases from the Fed. We'll just have to wait and see how they respond to the news later this month. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Hands up, no fouls, no more, no fouls. Okay, take a break. Hi, Doug Christie here for the Good Feet Store, asking what makes you happy? Down to your toes happy. For me, it's winning. You can't beat winning, but finally becoming pain-free is pretty good too. And this is where the Good Feet 3-step arch support system can help. By supporting all 4 arches of the foot, Good Feet returns the foot to its more ideal pain-free position. Good Feet makes over 300 styles, sizes, and flexibilities, so the Good Feet arch support specialist will find the pair just right for you. This holiday season, Good Feet arch supports with their lifetime warranty would be a sensational holiday gift. During the holiday, when you purchase a Good Feet gift certificate, the Good Feet store will add 20% to its value. Free. That's 20% bonus free. Visit the Good Feet store and experience for yourself the pain-free comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet arch supports. Get a free arch support fitting and test walk. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, and Modesto online. Goodfeet.com.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
At the United States Postal Service, we're here to deliver fast and reliable service to help you get holiday ready. We offer free package pickup and deliver free shipping supplies to your address. So whether you're in Garland, Texas, Rudolph, Wisconsin, or anywhere in between, we're making it easier for you to spread festive cheer this holiday season. USPS, delivering for America. For all your holiday needs, including info about free shipping supplies, free package pickup availability, and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Did you hear? Santa's coming back to Sacramento for the 39th Annual Santa Parade happening in downtown Saturday, December 10th. The fun starts at 10 a.m. with car clubs, pageant winners, clowns, floats, marching bands, and of course, Sacramento welcomes Santa Claus to town. Grab the family for a fun-filled tradition. Thanks to Western Health Advantage, Shriners Children's Northern California, Attic Man Heating and Air, California Army National Guard, and Hub Home Services. Get more info at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento State football is hosting a playoff game this Friday night at 7:30 against Incarnate Word. Tickets start at just $10. Go to hornetsports.com.
The flagship.
Ball game. Sacramento wins.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140, the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. Sactown Sports headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings look to get back into the win column tonight in Cleveland against the Cavs. According to a report from the Sacramento Bee's Jason Anderson, point guard De'Aaron Fox has been playing through a foot injury, originally suffered at a November 5th win over the Magic, and has also been playing through a thumb injury and illness. Fox is questionable for tonight's matchup, although early reports indicate he'll be in the lineup. Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. The Raiders took another double-digit lead into halftime and lost it for the 4th time this season.
23 remaining, 15 seconds. Mayfield flings it left side, end zone. Caught! Caught by Van Jefferson! With 9 seconds remaining. Touchdown, LA!
The Raiders moved to 5-8 and now find themselves 2.5 games out of the final playoff spot in the AFC with 4 games remaining. The 4 blown double-digit halftime leads are tied for the most in NFL history and are the most by an NFL team since at least 1930, according to Josh Dubnow of the Associated Press. Coming up today, CBS Sports fantasy football guru Dave Richard joins us at 7:27, followed by the voice of the 49ers, Greg Papa at 8, and KCRA3's Michelle Dapper at 8:27 from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, Nike, don't give me a notification that the new Jordan 11 Varsity Reds, don't give me the notification, and then I go to click the notification feverishly. They just notified me to let me know that I'm in line to be notified, which I already signed up for last week.
Thank you.
Like, I want these shoes very badly. I'll miss out on them because of the sneakerheads.
But they're letting you know that you're in.
Let me know that I'm in line to be let know that, blah, 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 blah. Dave Richard at 727 will help lock in your fantasy football team's playoffs coming up very, very quickly. Some of you may be starting your playoffs this week in certain leagues. We'll have Greg Papa, the voice of the Niners, at 8 o'clock. Michelle Dapper for our failure sports picks in the NFL. She'll be coming up at 8:27. Right now.
Sorry, a tease. Only one of you failed last week. The other 2 had winning records.
Oh, gee, wonder who that was. Just taking a guess. Wonder who that was. Seriously, if you want to make money, pick against me. That's all I'm saying. You'd have made a lot of money this year. Jason Ross is lapping the field, I think, almost.
I don't know.
Yeah, well done. You're going to be busy tonight.
Yes.
But not with Kings.
No.
Got
a big playoff football game tonight.
Incarnate Word is taking on the Hornets, the Cardinals of the Incarnate Words.
Yeah.
Taking on the Sac State Hornets. And what could be?
Don't say it.
How many more games after this? 2? If they were to win?
There would be, if they keep winning, yes. 2 to get, 1 more to get after this to then to the championship if they were to win. But,
this is like a weird position for you because you're close to the program, you're play-by-play guy and all that. I just want to ask your gut feeling, not as to whether or not he's going to take the job. Let's say he did take the job. He finishes out the year, though, right?
I hope so. The irony of the team they play tonight, G.J. Kinney is the coach of Incarnate Word, just came in this year. They won 11-1, awesome year. He already has taken another job, but he elected to stay on at Incarnate Word, so he's coaching them through the playoffs. So you could have 2 teams in this unique spot tonight.
Well, maybe not, but maybe your last chance to see Coach Taylor and the Hornets tonight, and we have tickets for you.
Yes.
And we've got a number of people on the line here.
Okay.
But I see a guy named Mason. And you know it's the Christmas season.
Okay.
This guy's been
Mason's
trying.
time.
He wants to get in. And it doesn't hurt that I love the name. Mason, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good, buddy.
Well.
You waiting to get into work again?
Yeah, I am. Your guys, there's a lot of commercials.
I'm sorry. You know what? That we're so good. People want to advertise. I apologize. No, I don't. Just kidding. Mason, we love you. We're rooting for you. We know you've been trying very hard, so we truly are rooting for you. We put you at the front of the line. Jason, Sac State trivia, go.
All right, Mason, for 2 tickets to see the playoff game tonight between Sacramento State and Incarnate Word. This is the quarterfinals, but last week, Sacramento State had to win to advance to get here. We talked about the team they played all last week. Who did they defeat to get to this round?
Come on, Mason.
Oh, Richmond Spiders.
That's right.
Like he knew it. It was easy. I thought it was easy, but he
Finally.
paused. There you go, Mason.
What has he won, Jason?
He has won 2 tickets tonight to see the game between Sacramento State and Incarnate Word. Congratulations, Mason.
Good job, Mason.
Persistence pays
Thanks,
off.
guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll put you
He
on
did
hold.
it.
He did it.
Yes.
I'm proud of him.
I am too.
Text line 1-800-912-1140. Excuse me, 916-339-1140. From the 209, what size do you wear in the 11s, Dave? I'll try for a pair for you. That's very nice. I wear 15s, but don't worry about it. If I get them, I get them. If I don't, I don't. All right, so Troy Taylor has reportedly been offered the job at Stanford.
Yeah, so the story is yesterday what came out, Dave, was that there were 2 candidates. Now, again, how accurate is that? I'm going to trust reporters on what they found out. And the other name was Jason Garrett, which drew a lot of attention that's a big national name.
Yes.
Last night on social media, which is where most of us find out our information, Jason Garrett put out on Twitter, thank you so much to the AD, Bernard Muir, and everyone at Stanford. While I enjoyed exploring such an opportunity at a special place, I'm so excited to continue my work at NBC on Football Night in America and with Notre Dame football. So 2 things there. One, right away I went, that means either he wasn't going to get it and bowing out, or 2, maybe it was just an offer he didn't. I mean, there's 2 sides there. Maybe there's a combo of both. I know selfishly, I 100% want Troy Taylor to stay at Sacramento State. That's for me. For me, getting to know him as a person, I want what he wants. I mean,
of course,
that would be fantastic for him if he had that opportunity to change his life, maybe some of the assistants on the staff's life. But I don't know. I mean, I had so many people reached out to me last night, and timing is everything. I interviewed Coach yesterday for the pregame today. It's what we normally do. And literally, I'm driving home from the interview, and I see the messages. I'm like, oh, man. Well, I didn't ask him. I mean, I might have asked him off the air because that's something that's like for the pregame of the football game. I don't know how much of an impact it is. But now I feel like it's an impact because the only thing I can confirm is that he did tell the team that he's a candidate. So I don't know how that went over. Do
you talk to him again before the game?
I might on the field. No, not on air. I might, I don't usually see him before I go on the field, but he's not usually out. Like we have already started the pregame. So
could we get him on maybe today and just ask him, just have him confirm or deny? So the Jason Garrett thing, you bring up a really good point I hadn't considered. And again, conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat. If Stanford and Troy Taylor had come to some sort of agreement, it is 100% understandable for Stanford to say, hey, listen, if you want, we respect you. If you want, go ahead and, pull out of the
which
race.
Is very common.
It's very, very common for that to happen. We don't know that there aren't other candidates.
True.
This is just reports.
Right.
But if it's truly Troy Taylor's job to have, grew up in Folsom, coach Sac State, goes to Stanford, doesn't have to move his family. I don't know what he makes at Sac State. I'm sure it's probably public, but I'm imagining it's low 6 figures. I don't know what he would make at Stanford. I did read something. What was the outgoing coach?
Shaw was almost 6 point something, but
and Shaw, Duke, Shaw's a name,
right?
Let's just we're doing a lot.
Cut it in half.
Cut it in half. Exactly, $3.5 million. Not only is that life changing for him, but to your point, that's life changing for everyone around him.
Yeah, if you think, again, throwing numbers out here without knowing for sure. I know there's bonuses and other things he's made at Sac State. I think there's some reports he's in the 200, 1,000, right? And I don't know what assistants make, but obviously this could be half or low, right?
Yeah, right.
So now if you're a coordinator or a key assistant that's jumping to that level, I mean, you're changing that person's life.
High 6 figures.
Yeah, maybe even $1 million.
Maybe even $1 million.
I mean, because you're at Stanford. I mean, this is a proud historical program. It's still Northern California. You're not moving to Miami,
right?
To Syracuse.
I'm sorry. I don't know this. I assume, and perhaps I'm wrong, and I apologize. Do you have a young family?
He's a family, yeah. His son, one of his, his oldest of his sons is on the staff now as a grad assistant. Another one is in, I think, middle school or just beginning high school, and a daughter in high school. So, they're here.
And that's a real consideration.
Yeah, absolutely. So they could, in theory, stay.
And he could also get a place in Palo Alto.
And he's bounced a little bit here after Folsom. He went to Eastern Washington. He went to University of Utah, where he's the offensive coordinator there before he took the Sac State job.
Sure.
So it's, again, you follow reports.
Yeah.
I know what selfishly, I'd love for him to stay because he's done amazing work, but he's also left the program in a better place if he does leave.
Yeah.
But I also want what's best for him. Whatever he wants would be great.
I don't know him nor the program anywhere near you. I just know that if it's got Sacramento on it, I live and die for it.
Yeah.
So huge fan of his, huge fan of the program. I hope he stays selfishly, like you said, but you got to take that job too.
Yeah, he's been quoted many times, and even just I feel like the bit I know him, he's not, when people say it's not about the money, he's really not.
Sure.
But I think it's money / opportunity / impacting a lot of different things. Challenge.
Yeah. It's a major program.
Yeah. And, everyone's always looked at Cal, and I think Cal is, that's where he played college. That's where he was also an analyst for a couple of years. I think that would be like the one, but Cal's not open at the time. And it's the rival Stanford, but it still stays Bay Area. I don't know. Everything's pointing towards that. Doesn't mean, people still have to agree. People have time to think more about stuff. And is there another candidate in there? Is it false? I don't want to say false reporting because I think he's confirmed that he's a candidate. So I believe all of that. But also, people reported that Aaron Judge was signed with the Giants.
Right. Arson Judge.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm not saying these are wrong, but you got to get to the finish line.
Coaching is also a club, and it's got different levels.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to think to the club, once you get a job at a certain level, you are eligible for jobs at that level until you get the key to the executive washroom level, and then on and on and on. And this is a complete jump. No disrespect to the Sac State program, but let's just be honest. You're talking a whole new world of money and notoriety. And for him to have a chance, like you said, if it's not the money, it's the opportunity to grow what he's doing and those he brought along the way to that level, that type of level. And by the way, not for nothing, I asked about the family thing, not just because I think it's relevant as far as moving in schools and all that, but I also got to imagine if you have school-age kids, if you're the head coach at Stanford, you probably have an inside track to getting your kids at Stanford too.
That's true.
There's all these things that factor in, and the fact that, again, he could go down there and he literally could commute back and forth every weekend.
Yeah, and the fact that I think the challenge of being and creating a system and mastering it at Folsom, creating a system and really looking like he's mastering it here at Sacramento State, a next level jump is probably a huge appeal to him.
Well, stay tuned for that. Good luck to the Hornets tonight. What will the Kings do this weekend? And Brock, Tom, and Baker all walk into a bar. 3 for is next.
The Kings continue their road trip Friday as they look for a season sweep of the Cavs.
What a job that was by Keegan Murray.
Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
It's true, the best new cars make the best used cars. That's why you'll always find a great selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Trade up to a car you'll love. We have a great selection of one-owner, low-mile vehicles you can drive home today. When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything, and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Magnus on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Question 1.
12 minutes from now, Dave Richard will join us. So get your fantasy football questions ready. Greg Papa at 8 o'clock. Jay Mars in the meantime, 3 for Madness.
The Kings will go 2-0, 1-1, or 0-2 this weekend against the Cavs and Knicks.
As much as I want to be, breaking, cutting edge, breaking news, I think 1-1, and I think they'll lose to the Cavs and they'll beat the Knicks. And I know that's the simple, easy pick, but I think that's most likely.
I would love to be contrarian to find a different angle. Yeah. I'm usually an optimist. Can they win both?
Sure,
of course. Sure. Even just, I know this hasn't been this year's Kings team. I would have a weird feeling about this weekend that if they won tonight, which is I don't think they will. You don't think they will? No. That I don't know. Just they're due for a weird one.
Yes.
Maybe they would lose Sunday. I don't know. So I think the safe play, probably the right play, is a loss tonight and a win Sunday. I will also pick one.
I'll tell you this: if you told me I had to pick between that, they would either go 2-0 or 0-2. I would take 0-2 before 2-0
because of Cleveland, really. And
because of Cleveland
and Fox, I guess.
You know, Madison Square Garden's always weird for this team, especially when you play it once a year.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. No matter what people want to say, you got the theater lighting, it's the Garden, it's basketball. You look over, you see Spike Lee. Sometimes the lights get a little big.
Yeah.
So, number 2.
Question 2.
More touchdown throws this Sunday. Brock Purdy or Tom Brady?
It's a great question.
It is.
It's not just about, who's more capable. And by the way,
I'm picking Brady all the time, but now you're going against that Niner defense.
That's the thing. It's not about Brady and Brock. It's about that Niner defense and Brock. I believe Godwin and Evans are both playing. There's plenty of weapons there. Cam Brate, etc. I think it's going to be something like 2-1 Brady to Brock. I'll go Tom Brady.
I'm going to go Brock on this one, but 2-1 as well. The Niners defense has just been so good, not giving up a bunch of points. And sometimes Tampa's offense also has been kind of mysterious. They found a way to get out of their last game where they were in trouble. So, I'm going to go with a 2-1 advantage for the youngster, Brock Purdy.
If that happens, do they win?
Yes.
I hope you're right. I really do.
Yeah.
I hope that's what happens. By the way, Tom Brady is 2-1 versus the 49ers in his career. The last time he played in San Francisco was the only time he played in San Francisco, and that was on November 20th of 2016.
Oh, wow.
The 8-2 Patriots, 30. The 1-9 49ers.
1-9?
The 1-9 49ers, 17. And in that game, Colin Kaepernick was 16 of 30 for 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Carlos Hyde had 86 yards.
Remember him?
Is that the Chip Kelly year?
Probably. Oh my God. Okay. Take Carlos Hyde out of the equation. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Excuse me. I have 8 players that were thrown to. I'll even take a receiver for the Niners that was thrown to but didn't even catch the ball. Name one receiver that showed up in the stat book in that game for the Niners. This is 2016. And the 2 leaders had 3 catches for 46 yards and a touchdown and 3 catches for 43 yards and a touchdown.
Ty Street.
No.
Marquise Goodwin.
No. I honestly don't think.
Kendrick Bourne.
No. We don't have time to go through. I don't think you guys could name it if you had a half an hour. That's my prediction. Sometimes you surprise me.
Go for it. Let's hear him.
With 3 catches and 46 yards and a touchdown, targeted 6 times, Vance McDonald led the team.
Well, Vance.
Followed by Sean Drone. 3 catches, 43 yards and a touchdown.
Would have never had that one.
3 catches, 41 yards for Garrett Selleck.
No, Tom's son.
2 catches and 35 yards for Chris Harper. I have no memory of Chris Harper.
That's not a real person.
Carlos Hyde, 3 catches, 24 yards. Quentin Patton had 2 catches.
I remember Quentin Patton.
Aaron Burbridge, Jeremy Curley.
Not real people.
And Rod Streeter.
I remember Rod.
I was close to Street.
I don't remember one. That was your receiving core that was healthy for that
Chris
game.
Harper. The Chris Harper years.
Huge Chris
Maybe
Harper
that's
years.
why they were 1-9.
Receiver.
No, it had to be the quarterback.
Also 5 fumbles in that game for the Niners.
Oh.
Number 3.
Question 3.
Did not expect that, but I'm glad we had that knowledge today.
I did not either. Use that in the water cooler.
All right. Will Baker Mayfield have a better win than last night for the rest of his career?
I have no love for the Rams and I have no love for Baker Mayfield, but I love sports and I love stories. You know what? I hope this isn't true, but there are rumors that Matt Stafford's career could be over. He's got numbness. There's issues. Now, not that it's leaning that way, but I'm saying that has been talked about. I don't know what's going to happen with You know what I would love, though? I would love Matt to come back and do well. But if that did not happen, what a story. Number one pick, falls from grace, completely humbled. It's literally a movie. It's a 30 for 30. It's a Disney movie. I'd love to see Baker Mayfield have a better, more signature win than that. Pretty tough to do, though.
Yeah, the improbable nature of it. Like, this will be one he will tell people about.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if he won a Super Bowl, that would be more significant. If I'm guessing he'll never win a Super Bowl. So this will go down in his just mental resume of one of the nights he tells people about, right? Like, if they ask about his career and no one watched him play, I think this is a game in football lore that'll stand out. A very nondescript Thursday night game that was just kind of plodding along, that looked like a Raider win, turned into one of their worst losses ever, but a memory of a lifetime, honestly, for Baker Mayfield and the Rams.
I will give you guys one stat about this. We're going to talk more about this coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. And I know this is tough for Raider fans. It's just, they're not trying to rub it in. It surpasses the fact that it's the Raiders. And certainly we'll get into the Raiders and what's going on there. I will tell you this, 2 times in the Super Bowl era, a quarterback has come off the bench, thrown for more than 200 yards, rallied from 13 or more to win, and snapped his team's 6 or more games losing streak. Okay, that has happened twice. Now, one was obviously Baker Mayfield last night. Anyone want to take a guess as to what the other one was? I know this is random. In 2018.
It happened in 2018?
This is a wonderful stat. I'll help you out.
I have no idea.
That would be the debut of Baker Mayfield for the Cleveland Browns.
Wow.
That would be the debut of that. His debut.
So now we
for
just
the
know how
Browns.
to play him.
Yeah.
Right. Just have him shift around.
Right.
Go to different teams and get down big and then come back and out of a losing streak.
I know there's a little cherry pick in that stat, but not much. I mean, those are numbers. It's happened twice in the Super Bowl era. He did them both. His debut for both teams, his career debut, and then his debut last night. We've got a lot more on that too, and some really great stats.
I was trying to look up. I'm doing a quick check. If the Broncos lost 6 in a row, I'm like, who can Baker play for next to fill that stat up? Well, Houston have lost 7 in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
So he can go play for the Texans. Let's see. Is there another team? That's the team. That's the team he has to play for next.
And
the Bears.
And the Bears.
Would the Broncos be better with Baker Mayfield this year than Russell Wilson?
My goodness. How much time do we have left here?
I got about a minute or two.
About a minute.
Got
Well,
some time.
let me do this because we'll do this a little bit later. Here's Sean McVay last night in the locker room. Some of this is bleeped out, of course. This is the victory speech.
All right, here we go. Bring it up, guys. Bring it up.
Hey, great job, man. Unbelievable. Want to be able to recognize special coach real quick. All right, was with the Raiders. Now he's with us. Where's Greg Olsen, man?
Carolina tight end?
The snap, the knee, victory formation for Baker Mayfield. Just days into his stint in Los Angeles.
Was that me?
Yeah, it was you.
It looks like just the one thing's
No,
playing.
it wasn't. Did you happen to record this while you were also recording something else?
Oh, I might have.
Yeah, I think you did. Let me see if I can get to the end here.
Hey, no, man, that's the way to fight.
Okay, so let me just set this and then we'll take a break. This is Baker Mayfield getting the game ball and then Baker talking. That's a reaction.
Hey, no, man, that's the way to fight. Good. Hey, I'm happy to be home, man. Hands on 3. 1, 2, 3.
That team loves him right now.
Right now.
They love him right now. We'll take a break. When we come back on the cusp of the playoffs for fantasy football, David Richard of CBS Sports joins us to lock your team in. Stay tuned. We're right back on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sactown Sports.
Fox comes up the floor, 2 seconds. Here's a 35-footer for the win. He's got the bucket.
Hey, Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Byers Enterprises.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Today's forecast calling for mostly cloudy skies.
skies. It's going to be a dry day today, but that's going to change as the storm rolls in for the weekend starting early Saturday morning. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Are you remodeling your home? Byers Leaf Guard gutters are a custom solution that are not only 100% clog-free, but they're also 100% custom-made for your home on site. You choose the color and let us do the rest. Learn more at thatsbyers.com.
License number 51878.
There's nothing worse than being cold and uncomfortable in your own home. Make sure you and your family are able to enjoy the holidays this winter. At American Energy Heat and Air, they want to make sure your furnace is running safely and efficiently during these cold months. For only $49. Take advantage of their 30-point tune-up today. I did. I took advantage of it in the spring, got my air conditioner taken care of. They were out at my house checking everything. It was so cool. They didn't know it was me. I had my wife sign up so they wouldn't know it was me. Wanted to do that test. They were so polite, so nice. Didn't try to sell me on anything. Just took care of my AC, and I was nice and cool all summer. American Energy, proudly servicing the Sacramento community since 1981, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Book your tune-up today for just $49. Call 916-520-9990 or visit them at AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Love Makita Power Tools? If so, you don't want to miss out on this special event. Fasteners Tool Outlet is hosting a Makita one-day sale on Saturday, December 17th. Here you'll find tons of great deals on all new Makita products. Buy a select 40-volt kit and you'll receive up to 2 free 40-volt batteries. Stop by Fasteners Tool Outlet on December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road. Again, that's Saturday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. The holiday season is meant for family and friends, not for auto accidents. Let us take this time for a gentle reminder for everyone to use extra care while driving this holiday season. There are more cars on the road and rain is always just around the corner. If you do need Ashton & Price, we'll be here for you. And as always, the consultation is free and there is never a fee unless you win. So whether you've been naughty or nice, let us wish you the happiest holidays from the injury law firm of Ashton & Price.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back this May 5th and 6th at Cal Expo, starring Lady A, Chris Young, Brett Eldridge, and so many more. Plus a boot scootin' line dancing saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com.
Life is full of choices. When buying a car, there's only one choice. Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Choose from our great selection and get top dollar for your trade. Pre-order today in person, online, over the phone, with no contract and no deposit necessary. Then simply pick it up when it arrives.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Sacramento State football is hosting a playoff game this Friday night at 7:30 against Incarnate Word. Tickets start at just $10. Go to HornetSports.com.
Sactown Sports headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings look to get back into the win column tonight in Cleveland against the Cavs. According to a report from the Sacramento Bee's Jason Anderson, point guard De'Aaron Fox has been playing through a foot injury, originally suffered at a November 5th win over the Magic, and has also been playing through a thumb injury and illness. Fox is questionable for tonight's matchup, although early reports indicate he'll be in the lineup. Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. The Raiders took another double-digit lead into halftime and lost it for the 4th time this season.
23 remaining, 15 seconds. Mayfield flings it left side, end zone. Caught! Wow. Caught by Van Jefferson with 9 seconds remaining. Touchdown, LA!
The Raiders moved to 5-8 and now find themselves 2.5 games out of the final playoff spot in the AFC with 4 games remaining. The 4 blown double-digit halftime leads are tied for the most in NFL history and are the most by an NFL team since at least 1930, according to Josh Dubnow of the Associated Press. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Fantasy Friday, fool! It's time for fantasy football. Are you kidding me? It's time for fantasy football.
He's our fantasy football cheat code. It's time to set your lineups with CBS Sports' Dave Richard.
honestly, of all the guests we have all week long, whether it's Greg Papa at 8 o'clock, Sam Amick, Matt Barrows, on and on and on, Dave's got the coolest intro.
He does.
He's got a nice little punk song going. Dave Richards, CBS Sports, live from Florida. Good morning.
Good morning. It's probably the coolest thing about this segment is that intro.
Wow.
Shade at the rest.
Serious. Jeez. Ho, ho,
I'm giving
ho.
shit at myself, too. I mean, we're talking about fantasy football and, low-key talking about Carmichael Dave's fantasy football. So it's not like this is something that's going to benefit the millions and millions tuning in Northern California.
You just reminded me of something. I'm the guy that once called Pete Rose the home run king, and he corrected me live on the air. You're actually in my top 5. This is the anniversary. You're in my top 5 of all-time moments on the air. Do you remember it was around this time last year what happened?
No.
I asked you about all your Christmas traditions and things that you
yes.
Yeah, Dave, I'm Jewish. How you doing? Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, there you go. And by the way, I am half, and I am a terrible half Jewish person. I apologize. Hanukkah hasn't started yet, has it? Isn't that next one?
No, it has not started yet.
Okay.
I don't know when it starts either. So my full
terrible.
Jewishness is as bad as your half Jewish.
I want to ask you before we get into it, Dave, first off, because you do cover the sport, but you are also a fan of the sport. You can't do what you do without loving the sport. Were you able to, like I was, to suspend any personal feelings you may have about the Rams, about Baker Mayfield, whatever? Were you able to suspend and just enjoy what happened last night?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting, but I couldn't enjoy it because I was thinking too much about Josh McDaniels' legacy with the Raiders and how it's officially what would he have to do if he managed to somehow keep his job after this year?
Yeah.
To rinse this one from the record books. And it kind of got me thinking, Dave, the Raiders were up 23-7 going into the fourth quarter against Arizona. They lost that game by 6 in overtime.
Yep.
They got blown out 24-0 against Andy Dalton and the Saints. They were up 20-7 with less than a minute and a half against Jacksonville, and they didn't score in the second half. They lost that game. They lost to the Colts with Jeff Saturday making his debut as the interim head coach. And then yesterday they lost to Baker Mayfield, who hasn't even been with the Rams for 48 hours, just comes in there, and he's off target, Dave. This is an official stat. 25.7% of his passes last night were off target. The Raiders lose that game. And then I got to thinking about his time in Denver. He won his first 6 games there. Then he lost 8 of his last 10. He lost 17 of his last 22 games. I'm thinking that maybe he's not a good coach.
Yeah, and it's just brutal for them, Dave. You think about, the way they invented these ways to lose these games, and I know in your world you're thinking fantasy. They actually have some decent fantasy plays in Jacobs, in Adams, but going forward, it just feels like their spirit's got to be broken. Are those guys still worth playing? Not, this week, hopefully you already played them, but going forward, you still go with guys like Jacobs and Adams?
Yeah, everybody played those guys. So, and I think they will moving forward so long as the finger isn't an issue for Jacobs. And I'm sure Jacobs wants to finish the year leading the NFL in rushing, being the main running back. Remember, he's in a contract year.
Yeah.
So anything he can do to try and get himself paid, he's going to want to do. So playing through a finger injury probably is not going to be a problem for him. And I was kind of getting the feeling that Derek Carr was playing some YOLO ball anyway and just throwing it to Devontae Adams a ton. And we saw that going into this game. But he only caught up with him on 3 passes, only 7 targets. Carr only threw 20 times. There's nothing that I can tell you that's going to dissuade you from using Devontae Adams. He's still going to be great for fantasy. But I think Derek Carr is going to be out of the circle of trust, as we say, especially now that there will be no more bye weeks after this week. Every quarterback that's any good will be available to fantasy managers. Derek Carr is probably going to sit on the bench in 1 quarterback leagues.
There's another note in there, too, with 15 seconds and no Rams timeouts left. A pass to the middle of the field ends the game. So what do the Raiders do? They clog the middle of the field. They leave single coverage on the outside and in the end zone.
Yep.
It's just absolute malpractice. So that aside, I don't, and I'm sure you don't want to get too silly about Baker Mayfield or anything, but Cam Akers, I had to put him in, for example. Let's talk about my team, of course. I had to put him in. I know a lot of people had issues. I had to play him last night. I got lucky at the end with that touchdown. But do you have, going into next week, anyone Rams worthy that you would stick in that changed last night at all?
No, nothing that changed last night. Not yet. Other than Baker Mayfield in a 2-quarterback league or a super flex league, and I'm desperate to find that second quarterback, then yes, Baker would qualify. But again, a fourth of his throws were off target. That's really tough to swallow. And we know that Baker was really bad in Carolina, so I'm not convinced that he's going to be great for this offense. But he had receivers making plays. He had Skoranek and Van Jefferson with the touchdown. Tutu Atwell had 10 PPR points. So those guys could be – I don't even know if they qualify as like good bench receivers in fantasy, but depending on your league, if you're starting 4 or more wide receivers from week to week, maybe they qualify in full PPR as guys you might want to have at the ready in case you incur some serious injuries. But, yeah, you got real lucky with Akers because he had that fumble in the game, had the touchdown late. He outscored Devontae Adams in half PPR.
Wow.
And I'm playing for the number 1 seed in my dynasty league, and there's only one bye, and it goes to the number 1 seed, obviously. I went up against Adams, and I had to start Cam Akers because I had a running back on bye. That worked out for me. I don't think that's going to work out most weeks, though.
Dave, there's a lot. Speaking of buys, the Falcons, Bears, Packers, Saints, Commanders, and Colts. So 6 teams out. We're nearing the end. So playing guys obviously this week is going to be very important. Who to play? Thinking on that, would a guy like Brock Purdy? You might have to be desperate. You might have to have 2 quarterbacks on bye. But
Purdy desperate.
Where does he rank on your list of QB plays this week?
He's going to be a number 2 fantasy quarterback, and I was actually encouraged by how he played. Coming off the bench, he looked worse in the first half than the second half, but he was making throws on the run. He was making progressions. He threw, I wouldn't say deep downfield, but certainly short area and intermediate targets. I think he can be okay. I think he can be serviceable for the 49ers rest of the season, and given who they have at receiver, tight end, at running back, there's a chance for him to have a couple of decent games, and when I say decent, I'm not talking even about 20 fantasy points. I'm talking about 18 fantasy points. Or if you're in a league like Dave prefers, where we only get 4 points for a passing touchdown, now we're talking about 14 fantasy points. And I don't know if that gets people excited or not, but that's what it is. One thing, Purdy's track record at Iowa State in 3 of his 4 years there, he threw at least 24% of his targets to tight ends. He played with a guy named Charlie Collar there. And Collar had 6 of his 19 touchdowns last year. Purdy's going to lean on Kittle again. There were a couple of plays where Kittle got open, Purdy didn't fire. I bet they're practicing them this week, and they're going to need to throw against Tampa Bay. That's a really good run defense. I'm not running away from George Kittle just because Brock Purdy's under center.
Dave Richards, CBS Sports with us. Dave, I'm dealing with it. I know a lot of other people are dealing with the Lamar Jackson situation. We're late in that year. People are hoarding. Anyone out there, any matchups you see that might help people out?
I missed what you said, Dave. I had a technical gaffe on my end.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying with the Lamar Jackson situation in Baltimore and this late in the year, are there any matchups you see out there if someone needs a last-minute quarterback that might be available?
Yeah, sure. Jared Goff, if he's out there, and that'll probably be more in 10-team leagues, he's somebody that you could go after. I like Mac Jones to have a bounce-back game for the Patriots against the Cardinals. That Arizona defense, they're good at not giving up the big play, but they're bad at allowing a lot of small plays, and that's what Mac Jones has been doing a lot of lately, so I don't mind him. Mike White's going to be out there in a lot of leagues. I don't like his matchup, but in a pinch, he's going to be fine. But moving forward after this week, the schedule's great. I think you could look at Mike White as a potential borderline starter after this week, provided he holds on to the job, and I think he will. And if all those guys are gone, I wouldn't even go. I know that Huntley's going to be an exciting name. This week, I don't like him at all. Do you know how many career games Lamar Jackson has with 20 or more fantasy points against the Steelers?
5?
None.
Oh, 9.
Wow.
It's 0. The number is 0. And so I don't like Huntley's chances to get there if Lamar could never get there. I would start Brock Purdy over Tyler Huntley this week.
Want to serve the listeners here just a couple of quick ones. James Cook or Samaje Perine in PPR?
It looks like Joe Mixon's going to play, so that's going to limit P. Ryan's workload. I would rather start Cook.
And this is one of my favorites from the text line. Help. Fields on a bye. Jackson out with injury. I have Poopy on the waiver wire. Huntley, Wilson, Tannehill, Pickett, or Darnold?
That is Poopy. I think in this case, I'd go with Huntley.
Okay. That is poopy.
Poopy.
What is not poopy, though, is your advice and your broadcast and all the ways that we can disseminate your wonderful brain work and people watch, see, and hear you.
On CBS Sports HQ, starting at 9 a.m., we'll be going over every single game on the Sunday slate, including a DFS pick, a player prop, start and sit. It's an all-encompassing preview to help people dominate in Week 14. And what a week it's going to be, Dave. And Jason mentioned it, 6 teams on bye, fantasy playoff berths on the line. Just absolute zaniness, and it got off to a zany start on Thursday. I'll see you at 9 a.m. on CBSSportsHQ.com.
Other people do some encompassing. They do all encompassing, and that's the only encompassing way to go. Dave Richards, CBS Sports. Check him out. Follow him on Twitter. He appears with us every week at 7:27. Thank you, David. Have a wonderful weekend.
Happy Hanukkah, guys.
Happy Hanukkah. Bye. We'll take a break. De'Aaron Fox is playing hurt. We know that now. Everyone had suspected it. They had hinted at it, even come out and said he had a couple of things. Well, Jason Anderson of the B, he put it out there straight from the mouths. So, that being said, how should the Sacramento Kings handle it? Let's get our first big preview of tonight's game next.
From the draft to free agency to the summer league
to the games that matter the most.
It's good, and it's pandemonium at Golden One Center.
When it comes to the Kings, nobody has you covered like Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with the Retirement Security Center for the weekly economic update. When good news is bad news and bad news is good news, how can today's investors make educated decisions? According to Reuters, strong jobs and service sector reports indicate continued economic resiliency. Good news. This resiliency could lead the Federal Reserve to remain steadfast on their monetary tightening path. Bad news. As consumers turn their purchases to the service sector, continued upward wage pressure could continue to drive prices higher. Increasing wages are good news for workers, but bad news for consumers as the increased costs often get passed on to them. In the case of the Chinese economy, is good news actually good news? A reopened Chinese market could boost productivity, increasing supply and potentially lowering prices. The bad news is it could come too late for U.S. markets, which may be relying on potential bad news in the labor market to signal potential good news for investors. The best news may be no news on rate increases from the Fed. We'll just have to wait and see how they respond to the news later this month. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Folks, there's been some fumbles on the way to the big game, but he's been getting some help to get it done tonight. Here's the throw. And he's off to the races. He might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown. He did it, folks. He did it.
Regain and optimize your sexual performance, drug-free and surgery-free. The Gainswave treatment will help you get that bedroom touchdown. See what Dr. Dan Botha and his team at Gainswave can do for you. Visit GainswaveCalgary.ca.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
According to Bogey Jones and the Daily Divot, golf is the best sport ever, and they provide a few reasons why. Some include no two courses are the same, so you'll never get bored. Some are wicked long, others have super thick rough, and others have fast greens. Enjoy the variety. You can make the game competitive with anyone. With other sports, bigger, stronger, younger opponents may have an edge. In golf, different tees and a formal handicap system makes it competitive even if you're a 30 handicap. Golf can't be conquered. One day you can't miss a shot. The next day you want to throw all your clubs into the lake. The unpredictability is fascinating. Age is just a number. You can play when you're 70 years old. In fact, some don't take up the game until later in life, but don't wait that long. And you'll meet amazing people, celebrities, athletes, successful CEOs. You never know who you'll meet on a golf course. And, oh yeah, it's a game. Have some fun out there. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
When it comes to your home, everybody knows Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, get $50 off any plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air service and make your home the best place in the world. Schedule an appointment at Bonnie.com.
Your 2022 Big Sky champions, Sacramento State Hornets, are moving on in the NCAA FCS playoffs. The Hornets will host a third-round playoff game against Incarnate Word on Friday, December 9th at 7:30. Tickets start at just $10 and are available at hornetsports.com. Hornet Nation, we need you to pack Hornet Stadium and cheer on your hometown Hornets in their quest for a national championship. Get your tickets now
Go Hornets and Stingers up.
When it's time to service your vehicle, experience matters. Trust the experts at Folsom Lake Honda. We understand how important it is to have a safe and reliable vehicle, and our highly trained technicians will get the job done right the first time. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. Need an oil change? Our express service will have you in and out fast. Come in or schedule your service online today.
Folsom Lake Honda. One-stop Honda shop.
Stimulating conversation about kitchen gadgets and baseball cards.
I think that's really crazy interesting.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Am I the only one this happens to, probably, where you wake up and you notice about 10 minutes after you woke up that your phone isn't charged because it came out of the socket or something? I was coming in there, Jay, to ask you. I do. I just need the cord. There was a charger in here that I left in here a long time ago, and somebody has since confiscated for moments like that.
Shifty hands.
Yeah. Thanks to Dave Richard for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Anderson did some good reporting, as he often will. Thank you very much, sir. Ooh, one of those fancy USB-Cs.
That'll be charged fast.
Charging. He did some good reporting, as he often does. A lot of fans, especially. It had been a topic of conversation for a while. Something seemed to be off with De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Everyone has slumps. Everyone goes through things. De'Aaron certainly has. But it was Jason that got right to it. He's been playing through pain for more than a month. It's a kind of a combination of being bruised up, also being under the weather, fighting through a sickness there, et cetera, et cetera. So we know that now. De'Aaron hasn't been, let's be clear. De'Aaron hasn't been an embarrassment. He hasn't been a draw on the team. I don't think, although there have been moments where you could argue that other players might have served better with those minutes, it's De'Aaron Fox. He is, if not the leader and best player on the team, the co-leader and best player on the team with Sabonis. And De'Aaron Fox also largely responsible for those win streaks. You don't just say, well, go sit down. Here's Davion Mitchell.
Right.
First question, Jason, is obviously, is there a chance that De'Aaron playing could exacerbate or extend any injuries he has? I have to think that Mike Brown and the training staff didn't, fall off the turnip truck and know how to do their jobs enough to say, okay, this is just, you just got to play through this.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there a chance? Sure.
If there's a chance, then
but I don't think that's what's going on.
I don't either.
I think there's a couple things usually that athletic trainers hopefully have full awareness of the player and trust of the player. The player most times is going to tell you they want to play.
Yes.
Most times.
Now,
sometimes you have to save the player from themselves. I don't think that's the situation here because you watch De'Aaron, he's more than functioning. He's just not functioning at a level that we're all used to. If we think about just even statistically, I was looking up some numbers here. He had 6 30-point games early on in the season. 6 of his last 7 games have been under 20 points. And not just points is the difference, but if we've all watched De'Aaron, if he's not the fastest player in the league, he's in the top 3. And I don't think he's getting into the paint as much. I don't think he's applying as much pressure. There's not as much rebound outlet to De'Aaron and just go. I'm just going to just win this possession with my speed.
Yes.
We just haven't seen that. And maybe because he can't. So even at whatever percentage he is, I still think De'Aaron's pretty special and pretty terrific. But they're weighing that balance of a player that wants to play, wants to help his team. I don't think he's to the point where he's hurting them.
Right.
But he's at a bar that we've come to expect. He's below that. He's below that standard level that he has set of himself.
So then the next question is it best for the team for him to continue to start and play, or for them to shelf him for a while? Somebody brought up earlier on one of the chats, which I thought was interesting, was maybe the Kings should have sat him for the Bucks game. One of those games that you're more likely to lose than anything else, rather than a game where you're either favored to win or it's certainly going to be competitive. I would count both the Cavs and tomorrow's Knicks game on this trip, amongst others in there. I guess it's just simply a monitor, and if he's not functioning, it's almost like a corner with a fighter when the fighter's losing and he's not going to win on the scorecards and the puncher's chances out the window. I think if they see him laboring and they're down and significantly down, you give him a chance to kind of calm down and rest up.
Yeah, and again, then it goes to the question is if the athletic training staff said, you know what, if he sat for 2 games and missed 5 days of basketball action, he should be better. Then I think you should do that. But if it's one of those things, it's kind of a lingering thing that may not go away, but you just have to learn how to adjust to it, that you're not going to do any more damage, but it's going to be discomfort. Well, then he goes. And this is the other part of where the organization is and probably where De'Aaron is, the reality of it. So, like, for example, the champs, the Warriors have chosen to sit games without Steph Curry and Draymond and Clay and Wiggins. Basically likely going to lose. This team has come out and said they want to make the playoffs. I know they're desperate too. I'm sure De'Aaron wants some individual awards and some acknowledgement and some opportunity to play in the All-Star game. The more games you miss, he could be hurting that individually. He also could be hurting your team, with these goals that they have. So they're in a tricky spot there of weighing what is truly better for the team, better for him, and better for this organization.
Well, and speaking of what's better for the team, I think we should also step back and look at this from a peel back the curtain point of view. I'm glad that this is out there. Listen, we have talked about him not looking right for weeks now.
Yes.
That's been no secret in media circles and everywhere else. He just hasn't looked right. The players are very strange. I'll never forget Katie on the sideline asked Bogdan Bogdanovic, 3-4 years ago. It was in the postgame, and asked him, I think he had a toe injury, and asked him about it. And and it was a really weird, like, he kind of sidestepped. No, I'm fine. I don't even think about that. And it turns out he was bothered by that question. No fault of Katie. She was doing her job.
Right.
But players a lot of times don't like to acknowledge or answer questions about injuries, because it's a fine line between, hey, public killing me in my mentions. I'm playing my butt off through injury right now. I am not doing well. That's one side. The other side is, hey, Cavs, we're playing you tonight. By the way, I'm not doing too well, and here's my injury. So go ahead and maybe you can move up on me a little bit more than you could. Maybe you can play me a little closer because I don't have that first step like I usually do. You don't, in a game like this, in a league like this, you don't want to give the opponent any edge whatsoever. So I would argue that I'm glad it's out there for De'Aaron's sake, and I think he deserves to have people know that he's playing with a lot of heart right now. From a team point of view, you could argue it's a bad thing that it's out there, and you hope that other teams, there's no real way to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the other part that we've kind of asking, what's the better solution? I think this is the one they've chosen. De'Aaron's wanted to play. Coach Brown's comfortable playing him. They haven't seen enough to say you're debilitating yourself and or the team.
Yeah.
We just all want to see him back to that level sooner than later. And if it's not because you could sit out 2 weeks and you'll be fine, then I think you push forward. Which is admirable. Not easy, but admirable.
And you've got tape, and you've got scouting, and you've got ways to know what's going on either way. And also, by the way, this is a game that gets played all the time. The media, for all we know, De'Aaron feels actually a lot better now, and they're playing possum. They're going to come out and scheme him one way, and he's going to surprise him. Like speaking of boxers, like the boxer who pretends like he's hurt and leans on the ropes and comes back with a right hook, and that's fine, although that'll only last for a minute or two before they realize, De'Aaron Fox is back. What really has annoyed me this year, and I don't know how we get over it, because the whole Bagley-Doncic thing, always going to be there, but now seemingly has died down a little bit because Bagley's gone. and the Kings are doing better. It's the Halliburton Fox thing. That's the new Bagley Doncic. And what really bothered me in the post game, whether it's on social media or just interacting with fans, is I really raised my eyebrow at there's a sect of fans out there that wait until the Kings lose, wait until Fox has a bad game. And then I had my mentions filled with a handful of people that are like, could have used Halliburton right now. Mm-hmm. And I think that's disingenuous. Where were you during the wins? Where were you when he was playing well? And you wait in the weeds, and you're more. I think there's literally, I honest to God believe they'd never admit it. There are Kings fans out there that are truly rooting for Tyrese Halliburton to win an MVP and for Domantas Sabonis to leave, because they've invested so much into what they think is going to happen, and what they determined would happen when the trade was made, that now for that to come to fruition, that would give them an I told you so, which would basically be picking narrative over what's best for the team. Yeah. I can fully acknowledge that the Tyrese Halliburton trade may go down as a bad trade for the Kings. I can fully acknowledge that. But to root for it, come out of the weeds and
fan.
You're doing it. I told you so. And they're 4 games over 500. They have a better record than the Pacers. The guy's playing hurt.
No thanks.
I've criticized De'Aaron Fox quite a bit. I'm not going to criticize a guy for playing through pain and playing hurt. And by the way, if it gets to a point where it's detrimental to the team, that's on Mike Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
That's on Mike Brown. That's
and
on
De'Aaron too, a little bit.
And De'Aaron a little bit. But can you fault the player?
No, but hopefully there's some awareness there. But you're right.
No, you're absolutely right. You want somebody out there. Best ability is availability, and that's where Shelby comes in, because they're always available to you. They're available by phone, available by email, available at refinancewithshelby.com. And the housing market's shifting. You know that over the last few months. You got to have the right mortgage company on your side. It's crucial in this ever-changing market. With Shelby and everyone at United Wholesale Lending, that's what we got. Fast, local, competitive. Did you hear me when I said local? They're well known in the real estate market from real estate agents, title companies, appraiser companies, et cetera, inspectors. Try getting a home inspection done this time of year with the holidays. Good luck. Buyers now have the opportunity to shop for the home that's right for you instead of settling for what was available, because it is now a buyer's market. Worried about the rate? Well, marry the house, date the rate. You can always refinance as soon as rates come down. United Wholesale Lending has alternative loan options like a 2-1 buy down. You get pre-approved over the phone in under 15 minutes without even running your credit. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That's RefinanceWithShelby.com. MLS number 279051. BRE number 01864354. The voice of the Kings is going to be on the call tonight. That's Gary Gerald. But the voice of the Niners joins us next to talk Tom Brady, Brock Purdy, and more. It is Grand Papa next.
Hey, Kings fans, you got questions? We got answers. Send all your Kings questions to kingsmailbag@sactownsports.com and have them answered by the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and Cattles and Rami during our Kings Mailbag segment every Friday on Sactown Sports' YouTube channel.
Subscribe today by searching Sactown Sports on YouTube.
The only place to get wall-to-wall Kings coverage in the 916, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Online at CordellCordell.com.
I'm with Vince Bloom, the big guy at last year's Elk Grove Dodge. And this year, Vince, we've got football games on Sunday, Monday, Thursday.
Yeah, but they're nothing like the Friday deals at last year's Elk Grove Dodge.
Black Friday deals.
Black Friday deals on new Ram 1500 Bighorns. This month, take $11,000 off MSRP on over 30 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. And during the Black Friday sales event, I'll throw in 0% financing for up to 48 months, plus no payments for 90 days. All three.
$11,000 off Bighorns plus financing and no payments for 90 days. All three? Vince, I'd call that a completion.
No, I'd call that a score.
Save $11,000 on over 30 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. Plus get 0% financing for 48 months and no payments for 90 days.
Only at Lashes Elk Grove Dodge in the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com.
Includes $5,000 in California Black Friday retail bonus and bonus cash. On approved credit, must finance through Chrysler Capital. 0% APR for 48 months is $20.83 for $1,000 borrowed. Sample in 39.57.96 ends 11/30/22.
My mother owned Christmas. Well, not in a literal sense, of course, but she had an extraordinary way of making sure the holiday was perfect for her family. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa for Naturewood Home Furnishings. I'll never forget my daughter's first Christmas when every present under the tree was for my mother's first granddaughter, while the rest of us had to look in the spare bedroom for our gifts. Now, those memories always bring a smile to my face. My mother always taught, have a bit of Christmas in my home every day of the year. That could be a tiny happy Santa bauble, a sparkling memento on the wall, or a comfortable rocking chair. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you find the perfect accent piece for every room in your home during their annual holiday sale, including unique mirrors, clocks, wall art, rugs, chairside tables, curios, accent chairs, recliners, lamps, and more. You'll find that perfect bit of Christmas for your home. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Sacramento State football is hosting a playoff game this Friday night at 7:30 against Incarnate Word. Tickets start at just $10. Go to hornetsports.com.
The flagship.
Ball game. Sacramento wins.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140. The flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings look to get back into the win column tonight in Cleveland against the Cavs. According to a report from the Sacramento Bee's Jason Anderson, point guard De'Aaron Fox has been playing through a foot injury, originally suffered at a November 5th win over the Magic, and has also been playing through a thumb injury and illness. Fox is questionable for tonight's matchup, although early reports indicate he'll be in the lineup. Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. The Raiders took another double-digit lead into halftime and lost it for the 4th time this season.
23 remaining, 15 seconds. Mayfield flings it left side, end zone. Caught! Caught by Van Jefferson! With 9 seconds remaining. Touchdown, LA!
The Raiders moved to 5-8 and now find themselves 2.5 games out of the final playoff spot in the AFC with 4 games remaining. The 4 blown double-digit halftime leads are tied for the most in NFL history and are the most by an NFL team since at least 1930, according to Josh Dubnow of the Associated Press. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
His voice is synonymous with Bay Area sports.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Here's the voice of the San Francisco 49ers, Greg Papa.
I said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it all the time. Greg Papa, not only is he maybe my favorite guest because I love him dearly and really look up to his work, but it also means it's Friday. It also means there's Niner football on the horizon.
Yes.
And this Niner team is a-rolling.
Yes, they are.
But, oh, boy, do they have a boulder in the path in front of them in many, many ways. Joining us right now, the voice of your 49ers, Mr. Greg Papa. Good morning.
TGIP.
Yes.
Thank God it's Papa.
Yes.
Means you're almost out for the weekend. Dave, is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm saying. I love it.
Like
Gonna be pizza night tonight. Gonna hang out with the kiddos. I got Sunday football coming up. We got Sac State in the playoffs tonight. Kings versus Cavs. Life is great, Greg.
Pals, pizza, and Pepsi. Is that what we're doing tonight?
Yes, sir.
Is Matthew Stafford still in the NFL? By the way, how about that? How about that football game last night? Dear God.
I'm going to ask you.
How did they pull that out? How did that happen?
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked a couple other people. Jason, previous guest, you cover the sport. You are an encyclopedia with the sport. You probably have no love lost for the Rams, and I don't know how you feel about Baker Mayfield, but were you able last night to suspend all your officialness and be a fan and just enjoy the magic of what happened last night?
Well, you say I have no love lost for the Rams. How about the guys in Silver Dome?
I know, yeah.
I did 1 or 2 of their games over the years. So, I from a 49er purely, team 49er centric standpoint, I wanted the Rams to win the game because they're out. They're going to have the worst record of any defending Super Bowl champion in history. Although the far as runner-up goes, when the Raiders lost Super Bowl 37, the next year was horrific, and they haven't been able to climb out of it really. And it's all kind of goes back to John Gruden and Tom Brady overseeing on Sunday. But the Raiders were 2-7. Derek Carr's crying at the podium after the Indianapolis loss. You feel bad, but then they won 3 in a row, 2 in overtime. They beat the Chargers, and they're starting to make a push where they could be in the playoff mix. And the 49ers have that. January 1st, 2023, Allegiant Stadium. 49ers at the Raiders. That's going to be fun. So I from a 49er perspective, I was kind of hoping they would be mathematically eliminated for that game, because I know how that organization works. And once they're out, it starts to be a lot of finger pointing on how the year went. And but last night's game, and it also leads to Tom Brady coming in on Sunday. It's the Monday night game and the Thursday night game were incredible.
Yeah.
And they had the exact same score in the exact same scenario. How many games in the history of the NFL has had a team ahead 16-3 with 3 minutes to go? And in both times, Tom Brady on Monday, and then Baker Mayfield wearing 17 playing for the LA Rams when he just got there like 17 hours before. How the hell did this happen? So, I mean, from a Raider perspective, they've had a lot of tough losses, Dave. But last night, just an epic collapse. I know that owner is not happy with the way that ended.
Well, and that's what makes sports so great, Greg, obviously. And I think if we tie it back now to the Niners, they're in a little bit of a situation, too, where Mr. Irrelevant has to be called upon. Played well last week. Now he's the franchise quarterback. Brock Purdy's leading the show. How do you think he'll do now with a full week of prep, knowing that he's got a big task ahead of him as the quarterback to lead this team?
Well, that's a great point. The fact that he's got a full week of prep, I think he just got thrown into the fray. Jimmy just gets hurt. There's a card coming out. It's like, what happened? I didn't even know it's that bad. He's getting carted off, going in for x-rays. God. But all of a sudden you're in, and he somehow gets a PI on that first third down, the first drive. He gets use check, touchdown, and then he settles in. Jason, he threw the ball 37 times last game. 37. And he missed the first drive. So had he played the entire game, he would have been up over 40 throws. And he made big-time throws on third down, the 3rd and 10 to Kittle, when he got a full frontal blitz from their linebacker, Jalen Phillips. How about when they went 3rd and 1 and they went empty? And I'm like, they really trust this guy. You're not going to put him back to the side at all? So he played great. But now he's the guy. And he's game planning all week. He's the first guy. He's QB1. He's not QB3 or QB2. He's QB1. You're starting at the Todd Bowles defense. And, oh, by the way, the GOAT's the other quarterback. I mean, it's all there. I thought he was a little nervous Wednesday on the practice field. He was sailing some throws. He looked a little tight. I thought he was better yesterday. I think he'll be fine. There were throws that he missed on Sunday against Miami, Jason, where he was just pure adrenaline. A couple to the sideline, the one to Ayuk right before he hit Kittle on third down on the 3rd and 10. He just sailed that right into the 49ers sideline. So I think he'll settle down. But preparing and getting the first team reps with the starters all week will help him. But the other side of it, Tampa Bay knows he's playing. He's not like, let's spend 10% of our time on the backup quarterback. They're spending 100% of their time on this guy. And Todd Bowles is known as a very aggressive blitzer. They got a big defense. Their corners are big. Their nose tackle, Vita Vea, is huge. They got fast linebackers. This defense is better than Miami's defense. So the fact that they'll have all week to game plan for him, now we're going to find out how he can do.
Greg Papa with us. The last time Tom Brady was in San Francisco, the one time he was in San Francisco, we were going over this earlier, 30-17, the 8-2 Patriots beat the 1-9 Niners, and even better than that, the leading receiver for the 49ers was Vance McDonald, followed by Sean Duran and Garrett Selleck. Different world now. I want to ask you about Brock Purdy, because you mentioned the week, and we talked a lot about his physical attributes, and I think you know what I mean when I say what I'm about to say. Does he strike you as a type of person, Brock, that has the ability to be, I always call it dumb and naive, and that's not an IQ thing. It's when you're there in the spotlight and you're just young and dumb enough to not care about it and just go out there and play football. Does he strike you as the type of guy that has the mental fortitude to get past Brady and those big Levi Stadium lights?
Well, I know what you're saying because he's a rookie, but I would not call this young man dumb and naive in any regard. He doesn't act like a rookie. In some regards, he's the perfect rookie in that you never hear him. He's so respectful. You know, he sits back with us, me and Tim Ryan, back in the third level of the airplane. He sat there during preseason, and he's the kind of, he sits right in the seat in front of me. I don't think he ever once reclined his seat. And if he did, I may have been tired and he may have asked me if he could do it. He was one of those guys. He's a quiet guy. He's studious. He's respectful. And then even after he made the team. You know, this was when we had 90 guys on the roster and he got so many guys and he's Mr. Irrelevant. But when he made the team and he's still sitting back with us. And I said, why aren't you up in front with Jimmy and Trey? And he said, this is who I am. And it's just kind of a little bit of a statement. I think in a lot of regards, he's the perfect rookie in that he's respectful. He knows his place. But when it's time to get in the meeting room and get in the huddle, and you've heard the Trent Williams stories where Trent, he tells guys, shut up.
Yeah.
I'm talking. He said that to Kittle the other day. Or Kittle told the story, they all kind of laughed like, be quiet, the quarterback's talking. So he's not dumb. He is not naive. Yeah. He's one of those 22-year-olds that has been acting like he's been doing it for 10 years. He's like a rookie with a 10-year resume. He's unflappable. He'll be nervous. Everybody gets nervous. It's new to him. This is the NFL. It's not the Big 12. But he made 47 starts in college. He threw for over 12,000 yards and he threw 1,400 passes in college. I think he's prepared for this, but the story's amazing. But I will just say, Tom Brady, he played at Michigan. It wasn't Iowa State, but Iowa State's a good program. But Tom, he was not the last pick in the draft, but he was the last pick of the first, of the 100s. He went 199. So what's the difference between 199 and 262? I know it's 63 picks, but in the grand scheme, people question whether Brady could play. And now he's thrown for over 100,000 yards. I mean, I can't even believe that number. Like, what? 100,000 yards? What do you play 50 years and throw for 2,000 yards a year? Or do you play for 20 years and throw for 5,000 yards? I mean, it's just unbelievable. So anyway, I have full confidence in him, Dave. If you were around him, you'd see it.
Yeah.
He's not dumb and naive. He's not that guy at all.
Good.
He's just one of those guys. Now we'll see how he plays. He's got to go play. But I think the organization has full confidence in him, and they have from the very beginning. And he is decisive. He is accurate with the ball, and he's sneaky athletic. I saw his 4.84 time coming out of college, and I thought, how athletic is he? He made some plays to get out away from the pass rush on Sunday. One time rolling to his right to get it to Debo over the top on a third down. Once to avoid a big sack. Right, he rolled out left to get the ball to McCaffrey to set up a shorter down and distance on the next down. So I think everybody in the building has full confidence that this team can win with this guy.
I'm so excited for this game this Sunday. We're all rooting for Brock Purdy and those San Francisco 49ers against the best to ever do it. Tom Brady, and the best to ever do it, or one of them, sure, is going to be in the booth calling that game for everybody as well. Our good friend Greg Papa. We will see you or talk to you in a week, hopefully with yet another Niner victory.
TGIP. So when you watch the game on Sunday, order a pizza, get some Pepsis in.
Yes, sir.
And Papa will be your pal.
Yes.
On the radio, and it's pals, Pepsi, and pizza. Is he still in the league? The Super Bowl MVP or Cooper Kupp was?
Right? Yeah.
Stafford's still in the league. I haven't noticed.
Just in action.
Have a great call, Greg. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Take care, Jason.
Take care. That's a great Papa.
He was festive today.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I know we got a break. I don't think he came out right. I don't mean like, is Brock dumb?
No, I know. He knew what you meant.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good. I don't know.
Called him an idiot. That's what you did.
Dave called Brock an idiot. We'll take a break. When we come back, all right, let's get into last night's game. Not so much Raiders-Rams, just the moment and the theater, and we'll tell you just how bad it was, or from a Rams standpoint, how special it was. We'll do that in just 1 minute.
The Kings continue their road trip Friday as they look for a season sweep of the Cavs.
What a job that was by Keegan Murray.
Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
Love Makita Power Tools? If so, you don't want to miss out on this special event. Fasteners Tool Outlet is hosting a Makita one-day sale on Saturday, December 17th. Here you'll find tons of great deals on all new Makita products. Buy a select 40-volt kit and you'll receive up to 2 free 40-volt batteries. Stop by Fasteners Tool Outlet on December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road. Again, that's Saturday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Got a take?
Make sure it's a hot one.
Take a shot right now. Call or text at 916-339-1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
2nd and goal from the 1. Snap. Give to Josh again. Off the right side. Has some room. Squeezes in. Touchdown Raiders. An opening drive. 75-yard push.
And Raider fans probably wish it ended there, or maybe at 13-3. You had Baker Mayfield, who had just arrived a day or two prior. They said he was reading the playbook on the plane itself. And as Dave Richard mentioned earlier, many of his targets were off. The percentages didn't look great, but you could see he started to get into a rhythm, setting up Cam Akers for a 1-yard run.
Mayfield ready, under center. Opens up, hands off. Akers finding pay dirt, pushing the pile. There it is. Touchdown, Cam the Ram. Touchdown.
Okay, and by the way, you may remember, I forget who the lineman was, who the offensive lineman was for the Rams, but Matt Gay had already hit, I want to say, a 60-yard field goal early. I think it was exactly 60.
Yeah.
And then he was up for a 61-yard field goal. Why? Because of an unsportsmanlike penalty. That was just completely a loss of
silly
discipline. Oh, yeah. Totally silly. He misses that. That's what kind of put the Rams in that position. Akers makes it 16-10. And then with just the Raiders punt the ball. Rams have no timeouts. I believe at that point they had no timeouts.
Yes, they were out of timeouts, the final drive.
What a punt.
Incredible how it danced on the sideline like that, how it stayed in.
How does it not go out of bounds? Yeah. Perfect word. Dances along the sideline to the 2. $1:35 left. It's basically a road game. The Rams were getting booed.
Yeah.
It was a road game for them. Might as well have been. You have 1:35 with Van Jefferson and friends to drive 98 yards. No field goal. You got to have a touchdown here with a quarterback who Ubered there an hour prior and had the playbook written on his palm. And he didn't take a car. He didn't take a truck. He took a van.
23 remaining, 15 seconds. Mayfield flings it left side, end zone. Caught! Caught by Van Jefferson with 9 seconds remaining. Touchdown, LA!
Unbelievable.
The fact that what you had said to Papa, that the Raiders defense basically, or maybe it was to Dave Richards, the Raiders defense at the end basically was covering the middle.
Yeah.
Leaving the sidelines one-on-one. They made so many mistakes. I mean, they had the pick that seemed like it ended the game, but there was a penalty. They had another pass interference penalty on the drive. Self-inflicted wounds for this team, besides not blowing the game away. Like, they were in so control of the game without it being on the scoreboard. I mean, this loss for them is just awful.
Well, you mentioned self-inflicted wounds. Derek Carr agrees.
We won, however many games in a row, but it doesn't mean you win the next one. And you try and talk about it, preach about it. Work so that doesn't happen. But it happened to us today, and it's hard. It's tough, but we put ourselves in that position. Like, it's nobody else's fault.
Say what you want about Derek Carr. He's a good guy. He spoke about Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, it's tough, but it's the NFL. These are professionals. There's really cool stories and cool moments for some guys, and I'm sure Baker will love that moment for the rest of his life, to come in and be able to do what he did on just a short notice. You got to give credit to them, for those moments. So it's frustrating. It's tough.
Yeah. I mean, the Rams aren't going anywhere this year. If you think about it too, like they had lost 6 in a row. This is a team that won the Super Bowl. They've got a bunch of people out, key players, and then even other important pieces to the team.
Yeah.
And when they went ahead, that sideline, I mean, it wasn't the same as winning the Super Bowl, but the reaction was
that was their
comparable.
Super Bowl.
Like they were just so thrilled for Baker,
Yeah.
for the team to get out of this. Well, seemingly they had to get the last 10 seconds, which they did. They were thrilled, which was awesome.
I don't know if your parents ever did this to you when you were a kid, but occasionally my mom, when like she really wanted to make a point, she'd put her hand, she'd grab me by the cheeks and make me do fish face, and she'd hold me right in front of her face. I need somebody on the staff for the Rams to do fish face to Baker Mayfield and say, stop headbutting players with helmets, please.
Yeah.
There's no win there. It doesn't look cool. It looks stupid.
You said earlier, young and dumb. That's just dumb.
That's just dumb and dumb.
You're not tough. You're not heroic.
No.
It's just foolish.
Well, a lot of criticism is raining down on Josh McDaniels, fair or unfair. But you can't say the guy doesn't know how to think logically. I thought this was an amazing point by him. He's saying the Raiders have got to figure out ways to stop losing games. Here's Josh.
The bottom line is until we figure out how to, stop losing games with mistakes that we do ourselves, then it makes it very difficult to win. So, you can't really win until you stop them losing. And that's penalties, turnovers, things like that contribute to that.
You can't really win until you stop losing.
I'm not a proponent of the, hey, bad loss, I'm just not going to talk today.
Yeah.
I think I would be really close to exercising that option yesterday. Because honestly, it's incredibly embarrassing.
Yeah.
2, you're frustrated. I mean, everybody's mad. Raiders didn't want to do that.
Nope.
And your seconds, even if I was thinking about the game a lot. I go, man, this is going to be just an ugly win for the Raiders. But it doesn't matter. It's 4 in a row.
Sure.
You're still in the playoff hunt. It's kind of embarrassing that it's even this close. But it's a win. That's all that matters. And then it ends up being just one of the most improbable losses. I just wouldn't even want to discuss it.
Or even if you go to the podium, something like, I have nothing to say other than I failed, my coaches failed, our players failed. This is a failure. I apologize to Raider fans. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to, we need to go. I'm going back to work right now. I don't know, something like that. You mentioned this earlier with 15, or you called back to it with 15 seconds and no timeouts left for the Rams. A pass to the middle of the field literally ends the game. Yet the Raiders decided to clog the middle and left single coverage on the outside and in the end zone. It's just, if you're not going to fire McDaniels, you got to fire their D coordinator. You've got to do something, or you just get a bowl cut and sit with Ice Cube, which is what Mark Davis did last night. Here's what Baker Mayfield said he felt like winning like he did.
I don't know if you can write it any better than that. Obviously, we'd like to be a little bit more stress-free, but it's a pretty damn good story. I'll be honest with you. So it's special.
And by the way, props to Sean McVay for a number of things, but also for being on the sidelines after taking that hit to the jaw from his own guy last week. Got a concussion protocol, was on the sidelines, and he didn't know what the heck was going on.
I just can't say enough about how impressed I am with just the command, the comfort, even just the operation. I mean, being able to just call the plays within the 40-second play clock, or even 25 seconds out of a clock stoppage, or it was, I'm still kind of like, what the hell's going on right now?
We mentioned this, couple of stats for you. We mentioned this one earlier, but it's worth repeating. 2 times in the Super Bowl era where a quarterback came off the bench, threw for 200 or more yards, rallied from 13 or more points down to win, and snapped their team's 6 or longer game losing streak. The first was Baker Mayfield's Browns debut in 2018. The second was last night, his debut for the Rams, which, oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, you can share this with your friends at the old water cooler. If, I don't know, do people hang out at water cooler?
Sure.
Baker Mayfield playing quarterback for the Rams 2 days after joining the team is the shortest amount of time spent with a new team before playing quarterback, all the way to 1995 when this stat started, and it ended with his 8th game-winning drive. You just absolutely can't say enough. And as far as the Raiders go, they had a 98.2% chance of winning the game with $1:35 left. And you now pile that with the embarrassing Arizona loss, the shutout to the Saints, losing to a guy that was doing a pregame show the week before and was coaching the following week. And now you blew a fourth quarter 2-possession lead to a quarterback that Ubered to SoFi 5 minutes before the game.
Congrats, Raiders. You've had that memorable season.
It's just, I feel bad for Raider fans. Yeah. I do. I really, really do. We'll take a break. Michelle Dapper, speaking of failures, we're going to pick NFL games. Not Michelle. We're all in it together except for Jason Ross. I'm the biggest failure of all, and we'll figure that out next.
The only place you'll find Harrison Barnes is Sactown Sports.
Harrison now pulls up at the right elbow. King burns a 15-footer.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Harrison Barnes, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Ooh, there's nothing worse than being cold and uncomfortable in your own home. Make sure you and your family are able to enjoy the holidays this winter. At American Energy Heat and Air, we want to make sure your furnace is running safely and efficiently during these cold months. For only $49, take advantage of the 30-point tune-up today. Proudly servicing the community since 1981, American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Book your tune-up today for only $49. Call 916-520-9990 or visit them at AmericanEnergyAir.com.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
I'm Craig Ashton with the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. It may sound contradictory for a personal injury firm to wish you a safe holiday season, but we at Ashton & Price wish that no one has to suffer an injury in an automobile collision. But if you're an accident injury victim, you can lean on Ashton & Price to do all the legal legwork, then introduce you to the best medical care providers in the area. So during this holiday season, you can focus on your health and your family. So from all of us at Ashton & Price, we advise you to have the happiest and safest of holidays.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Tune in every Wednesday to the Carmichael Dave with Jason Ross show for Wine Wednesday, where they whine about plays, calls, everything from the past week in sports. Wine Wednesday, brought to you by E2 Family Winery.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money. Easy to learn, easy to use, small business software tailored just for you. With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Stimulant use disorder is a disease, not a choice. But getting help is. Make a change by choosing treatment for your meth or cocaine addiction. Find proven treatment options at choosechangeca.org.
Mega Chevy saves you an extra $2,000 off factory sticker plus. Big factory rebates on almost every new Silverado half-ton in stock with 2.7-liter engine. Find big red tag savings at megachevy.com. Find new roads.
Ends 1/3/23. Excludes ZR2 Trail Boss and Work Trucks.
Did you hear? Santa's coming back to Sacramento for the 39th Annual Santa Parade happening in downtown Saturday, December 10th. The fun starts at 10 a.m. with car clubs, pageant winners, clowns, floats, marching bands, and of course, Sacramento welcomes Santa Claus to town. Grab the family for a fun-filled tradition. Thanks to Western Health Advantage, Shriners Children's Northern California, Attic Man Heating and Air, California Army National Guard, and Huff Home Services. Get more info at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento State football is hosting a playoff game this Friday night at 7:30 against Incarnate Word. Tickets start at just $10. Go to HornetSports.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The Kings look to get back into the win column tonight in Cleveland against the Cavs. According to a report from the Sacramento Bee's Jason Anderson, point guard De'Aaron Fox has been playing through a foot injury, originally suffered at a November 5th win over the Magic, and has also been playing through a thumb injury and illness. Fox is questionable for tonight's matchup, although early reports indicate he'll be in the lineup. Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports. The Raiders took another double-digit lead into halftime and lost it for the 4th time this season.
23 remaining, 15 seconds. Mayfield flings it left side, end zone. Caught! Wow. Caught by Van Jefferson with 9 seconds remaining. Touchdown, LA!
The Raiders moved to 5-8 and now find them spot in the AFC with 4 games remaining. The 4 blown double-digit halftime leads are tied for the most in NFL history and are the most by an NFL team since at least 1930, according to Josh Dubnow of the Associated Press. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's time to pick 'em. We go around the NFL and tell you who's going to win, who's going to cover,
and who you should avoid like the plague.
Here's Sactown Sports resident experts, Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and KCRA 3's Michelle Dapper.
Experts.
The resident should be here's resident expert Jason Ross
I don't know about that.
and the Pips. We're the news. We're whatever the background singers are. Old Daps and I it's a race to the bottom for the two of us, and then you're just awesome. Why'd I hang up on her? There we go. Hello, Michelle. How are you?
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good. Hey, Singers Up. It's Friday.
That's right.
Yeah. Are you gonna be able to go tonight, or you guys?
Yes, indeed. No, I'm making sure I'm there.
Look at that. And
Bundle up.
Perhaps Troy Taylor's final game as coach of the Sac State Hornets.
Don't say it. I'm sad. Don't say it. Don't say it. I mean, I get why. I would take the job too, but man, Stanford's a tough job. So it's almost like be careful with what you wish for.
Yeah, talk him out of it.
Yeah, right.
If I have some pull, I'll talk to him tonight. Maybe.
I can only think of 5 to 7 million reasons to take the job. So
exactly. There's that.
Jay Mars, give us the update, please.
All right, so let's look at last week.
Hey, do the tease, by the way, so she knows. You said earlier about this.
We had a conversation off air.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, we had a conversation. I'm a humble person, so I'm gonna just let this go. Carry on.
Well,
Carry on.
Bringing up the rear, Jason Ross.
What a failure!
Last week,
wow,
going 2-3.
Imagine being under 500.
Second place going to Carmichael Dave at 3-2.
Yeah, baby!
By the way, had he just picked the 49ers and the Browns like every other normal person would have been undefeated.
Wow.
And at 4-1,
Whoa!
Michelle.
Wow.
See,
Raised
the crowd.
Her is a clap, pretending to be happy for her.
Coming for you, J. Ross. Coming for you, J. Ross.
What is the standing?
Well, season-wide,
Why'd I
Jason
ask?
Ross still sitting at 32-28 with a 5-game lead over Michelle Dapper, who is at 27-33, with our friend Carmichael Dave in last at 25-35. Just 7 games back.
Nice.
You still got time.
But 2 games back adapts.
Yes.
And she's 5 out of 5 games back to Jason.
Okay.
There's still room.
time.
Yeah, not even 500, so I'm at least I'm gunning for the 500. So
Let's go.
here we go.
Set your goals high.
All right, game 1.
Game 1 has the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Jersey to take on the New York Football Giants. Philly is a 6.5 favorite. Carmichael Dave.
You can't stop that eagle train right now. We asked a couple weeks ago who would win in a fight, a human or an eagle. And I think this weekend it's a giant and an eagle. I'm taking America, Philadelphia, the Eagles. I think they win by a touchdown or better.
Apparently there's no Giants in America.
No, not San Francisco.
Daps?
I'm going to go with the Eagles as well.
Wow, copy.
Jason Ross.
I am looking at that 7. Eagles.
Yeah.
I can't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
No, I'm not overthinking it either. The Eagles are the better team. They win. It's just a touchdown. They got it.
Yeah.
6.5 in the bag.
Yeah.
So Giants are winning this weekend. Everybody take the money line.
All right, this next game I don't feel is particularly interesting, but the line is Chiefs at the Broncos.
Hold on. Chiefs at the Broncos.
Chiefs at the Broncos.
Let me guess. Hold on. Chiefs 13.5.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
Chiefs are only favored by 9.5.
They think they're going to score a touchdown? They think the Broncos are actually going to score a touchdown.
Something of the sorts, right, Michelle? Who do you got?
Chiefs, no question.
Jason Ross?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Chiefs.
All confident. Watch, we're all going to be, the Broncos are going to win.
Yeah, Broncos are going to score 10. So that's keeping the Chiefs to 18 or less not happening. Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm looking at my weather app just to see if there's something hinky going on in Colorado.
Sam's not there.
Sunday, it's going to be perfectly sunny with a high of 59 degrees.
Wow, that's great for Denver.
Yeah, I thought maybe a snowstorm or something. No, dude, Chiefs in the lock of the week.
All right.
Yeah.
So far, you guys have all picked the same.
Well, that's lame.
Let's see if that changes here. The Bucks visiting Brock Purdy's San Francisco 49ers. Niners favored by just 3.5. Jason Ross.
I'm going to take 49ers. Love their defense. Purdy might be a little shaky this week, but that's okay. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers aren't scoring. They're, I think, 28th in offense. So, yeah, I like the Niners in this one.
David?
Yeah. Do I use my head on this one, or do I use my Buccaneers?
Let's see what you did there.
Yep. I think it's going to be pretty close.
Purdy.
Thanks.
Oh.
Thanks, Daps.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Niners, though. I think so. I think this will be a goofy game, but I think Niners will be like 5.
Daps, are we going to dissent here?
No, I mean, I ran a stat last night on their rookie quarterbacks, and they're making their first start against, of course, the Tom Brady team. They're 0-6. Purdy tries to become the first to overcome the GOAT, and I'm going to go with the Niners on this one. I think if whether Purdy gets it done or not, I think that defense is going to come up big. So I'm going to go with San Francisco.
You know, Dave, you ran that same stat earlier and did not give Michelle credit for it, is all I'm going to say.
Oh,
No, I can't take credit for it, but I just saw it somewhere. I don't know where I saw it, but
I would have given her credit, but she can't take credit for it.
the list was kind of weak. It was like Luke Falk, and I mean, you know, I was quite impressed with Brock Purdy last week. I mean, he came in, I don't know if I could say it on the radio, but you know, all the players and coaches talking about, you know, Brock Purdy and his huge
Stones. Stones is the word we use.
You know, well, okay, I don't want to.
Well, Jason just never mind. We shouldn't use Stones.
Well, yeah. You know, there's a nickname for him, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know that nickname.
Yeah. So remember when Nick
Big Brock. We'll just stop.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Brock. Remember how Nick Foles had that nickname?
Yep.
It's kind of the same, but Brock. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know how to transition from that one. So
No, go
give it a
ahead.
shot, though. The Dolphins.
Is there birds in this next match?
I'm done with all of you. All of you need a 30-second timeout. All right. Dolphins heading to L.A. to face the Chargers in front of about 13 people at SoFi Stadium. Miami only favored by 3, though, Carmichael Dave.
Miami's facing who?
The Chargers. And they're favored by 3.
Yeah, I'll take Miami. They're going to bounce back. They'll win.
Daps?
Miami.
Jason Ross.
Yeah, it's my turn. Chargers. Let's go. Yeah, come on. Herbert, Chargers need to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chargers winning that one. Covering the spread at least.
Oh, gosh. Now I'm nervous.
All right.
Now I'm like, oh, my gosh. Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Dave, let's just stick it out.
That's what I'm doing. I need to. Did you and I pick all the same games
so far? We got one last one to go.
Gosh.
All right. And this last one, I think, actually going to give us a little parity here. We got New England visiting the Cardinals for Monday Night Football. Patriots favored by 1.5. Daps, start us off.
Blah. Monday Night Football.
Yeah, for real.
I'll take them. How you doing? What was it? Who's favorite?
The Patriots are favored by 1.5 at Arizona.
I'm going with the Patriots. Mac Jones, get it done somehow.
Well,
they got to throw the effing ball, according to him, if they're going to do that.
Yeah, I would say there's issues on both of these teams. The crap bowl. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nice. There it is. There's the sleigh
toilet
bowl.
bowl. There you go.
Jason Ross, who do you have in the crap toilet bowl?
I'm taking the Cardinals at home. Monday night home. Not thrilled with the Patriots. Not really thrilled with the Cardinals, but I'll lean to the home team here.
All right,
and
Dave.
they're getting 1.5.
I'll do the same thing. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, probably Marquise Brown, James Conner. There's enough offense there to do what they need to do against the New England Patriots.
That's it.
So that is
There
it.
we go. We did it.
Hey, Daps, do me a favor, would you?
Yeah.
Hey, tell my girl Deirdre that I was listening to her podcast the other day, the Dying to Ask podcast, and it's very well done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Loved it. Loved it.
Supporting
I'll
our
tell her
partners.
Wait.
What?
What's that?
No, what, Jay?
Can I ask her the question I've been dying to ask, I think,
Oh, God,
for
no.
10 years?
On the air?
Yes.
Okay.
Michelle Dapper.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Is Golston Dart a real name or a TV name?
I believe 100% it's a real name.
Yes!
Such
Yes!
Golston Dart.
I haven't heard otherwise. How about that?
It's just one of the greatest names of all time.
It's literally a James Bond villain name.
When you hear Golston Dart, you're like, dude, that's a man.
Yes.
Like, that is just a man's name.
Dart.
Golston Dart.
And Golston Dart is the best, so he is a man.
And I'm not going to say what Dirk Verdorn's name reminds me of. But it's also a
You're
fun.
going to get me in trouble here.
I was going to say.
Being complimentary. These are great names. It's like,
I agree. He's like there. He's a staple around these parts.
absolutely. Golston Dart, Dirk Verdorn, Mark Finan. I mean, love Mark. But
Staple in this area, too.
Love Mark. Hey, have a wonderful weekend. I'm glad you don't have to drive to Utah for tonight's high school matchup of the week.
I can't with you guys this morning.
Christian Brothers appearing in the Salt Lake Bowl.
Nope, I'll be right over there off J Street. So.
That's right. Just a short commute.
At the game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, at the game.
Okay. On the stadium.
Not on the street. We're at the game. It's the stadium.
Well, Stingers up. Have fun.
Stingers up, guys.
Talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye.
That was a wild one.
It was. My goodness. It must be Friday. Dirk Verdorn is a great name.
Jay, you got your question answered.
I know.
You did.
I'm really happy that that's his real name and no one decided to make that up. Like, that's just brilliant. Shout out to Golston's mom and dad.
So, do you think he's always been a Golston, or do you think like his friends call him Gol or Stan or Gols? Like, do you think there's Goalie?
I just feel like with such a powerful name, like giving it a nickname waters it down. Like, he just has to go by Golston.
And then he rolls back to like high school reunion or whatever, and his friends go, "Hey, the Goldenator, Dart,"
and he just
in
the most newsman way looks over, gives him a glance. It's Golston Dart.
Coming up in 5 beers. I always wonder if people actually speak in Newsies when they're,
God, yeah.
Absolutely, right?
Yes.
All right, we'll take a break. We got Friday fun and games. You've been waiting all week for it. We'll do it next.
The Kings continue their road trip Friday as they look for a season sweep of the Cavs.
What a job that was by Keegan Murray.
Coverage starts at 3 with Game Night on Sactown Sports, your local sports leader.
Carmichael Dave here, letting you know when the housing market shifts quickly like it has the last few months, having the right mortgage company on your side is crucial in this ever-changing market. We've got just that lender. It's my guy Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. Now, you can check them out at refinancewithshelby.com. They're fast, they're local, and competitive. Shelby's team, as I've told you for years, is well known in the real estate market from real estate agents, title companies, appraisal companies. United Wholesale Lending will even get your offer fully underwritten and approved up front so you can compete with the cash offers. With the increase in inventory, the market has shifted from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Buyers now have the opportunity to shop for the home that's right for them instead of settling for what was available. You can always refi as soon as rates come down. For United Wholesale Lending has alternative loan options like a 2-1 buy down. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That's RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRA number 01864354. Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. And the primetime football giveaway, it's back. They're giving away a total of $500 for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento, with plenty of well-lit parking and some of the best food in a friendly environment. For more information on tournaments and gaming, please log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. As always, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, I'm Frank Ockwell with the Retirement Security Center for the weekly economic update. When good news is bad news and bad news is good news, how can today's investors make educated decisions? According to Reuters, strong jobs and service sector reports indicate continued economic resiliency. Good news. This resiliency could lead the Federal Reserve to remain steadfast on their monetary tightening path. Bad news. As consumers turn their purchases to the service sector, continued upward wage pressure could continue to drive prices higher. Increasing wages are good news for workers, but bad news for consumers as the increased costs often get passed on to them. In the case of the Chinese economy, is good news actually good news? A reopened Chinese market could boost productivity, increasing supply and potentially lowering prices. The bad news is it could come too late for U.S. markets, which may be relying on potential bad news in the labor market to signal potential good news for investors. The best news may be no news on rate increases from the Fed. We'll just have to wait and see how they respond to the news later this month. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. We make buying a new Honda easy and stress-free. Pre-order online or in person today. We'll be there to help you every step of the way. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Want a joyful and unforgettable experience this holiday season? Come help those in need and light the world through the giving machines. Now through January 2nd at the Galleria Mall in Roseville. Quickly and easily help local charities here in our community or global charities worldwide and make the Christmas season a little more meaningful for yourself and those who are in need. Feel the Christmas spirit and teach those you love that is more blessed to give than to receive. For more information, visit givingmachinessacramento.org. Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back this May 5th and 6th at Cal Expo, starring Lady A, Chris Young, Brett Eldridge,
I wanna be that song that gets you high.
and so many more. Plus a boot scootin' line dancing saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Oh, who's hot?
Who?
Man, it was a rough loss last night, but Dame Lillard. Dame scored 14 of the Blazers' last 16 points in that game and assisted on the other 2. I do believe his basketball death and demise was greatly exaggerated this offseason.
Yeah, everyone had him washed. He wasn't washed. He was, well, what's the opposite of washed? Dirty?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still dirty.
Filthy.
Filthy.
Wow.
There you go. Thank
Filthy
you.
Dame.
Filthy. Filthy. Well,
Who's not?
Who's not?
If you had to guess who we're picking for who's not this morning.
The
Raiders. They're the 4th team to lose 4 games in a season after leading by 13 or more points, joining the 1998 Colts, who I believe won like 1 game, the 1996 Jets, and the 1982 Rams.
That's,
I mean, everybody's got the what if season or what if game. The Raiders have, I mean, just a few tweaks here and there, and they're actually fine, but they've invented ways to lose.
yeah, like do this, do that, have anyone different coaching.
Yeah.
Literally have Yumi and Simone in any order.
Ooh, can I be the coordinator?
Yeah. I mean, for real. That's it.
And here's what I would have said in the last 2 minutes. Don't let him score,
Right.
and tackle him in the field of play, and
That's
no
it.
penalties.
Don't-
That's it.
that's
That's my
it.
advice.
Don't let him out of bounds.
Yeah.
By the way,
Weirdly better advice than the defensive coordinator gave them
yeah,
last night.
yeah. Like, what should we do, Coach? I don't know. Hamburger. Okay, go out there and get him. Hamburger.
Let's run the hamburger play.
Right.
No cheese, no cheese.
By the way, the CBS Sports power rankings are out for the week, and the Sacramento Kings up 2 spots to number 7.
Seven.
Look at that.
Like
Look at
the
that.
beat.
We grows up and you grows up and you grows up. All right. What are we doing now? How about Friday Fun and Games?
What?
He's the life of the party.
Every time I show up,
His antics in the dorms of UC Davis were legendary.
And he brings his fun and games to the show every Friday.
It's Friday Fun and Games with KHTK's resident party starter, Jason Ross.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I asked each of you, lovely and talented people, you Carmichael Dave, you J Mars, you Simone, your favorite or a movie you felt most confident you knew about it. Holiday time, Christmas time.
You did that, you sneaky little bee.
You didn't.
By bee, I mean birthday.
Stinger.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie you told me?
I said A Christmas Story.
Okay. What was so great is all 3 of you had different answers.
Hey.
J Mars, what did you tell me?
Home Alone.
You did. And you also kind of with a shade to Christmas Vacation, but
Yes.
you ultimately said Home Alone.
And what was hers? Like Animaniacs? What was it?
No.
What was it that one time?
It's still
Animorphs.
it's still
Animaniacs.
different. It's
No,
still
she said
different.
something else. What was your first answer, Simone?
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Which again, debate, no debate, whatever. You told me a second movie, and then the third one you said that you didn't think you could say. Why could you not say it?
It's not appropriate for the airwaves.
But it was a movie that was out?
Yeah.
Oh, say it in my ear. Do the IFB.
No, it's Bad Santa, but
Bad Santa's fine.
I mean, I just don't know if you want to quiz me on it.
No problem.
Well, I am going to quiz you on the other movies.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
You, and each of you will just kind of go rapid fire, see how you do on your Christmas movie.
Sounds great.
All right, Carmichael Dave, you will go first. Super easy. Softball. You're going to get this. What present does Ralphie want more than anything for Christmas?
That'd be a Red Ryder BB gun with the something in the little and the thing in the stock and the compass.
Red Ryder BB gun is correct. J. Mars.
Old Blue.
Yeah.
In which state was Home Alone filmed?
Illinois.
Wrong.
So far, we're perfect. Okay. All right, Simone, to keep the streak alive.
All right.
What happens to the department store at the beginning of Die Hard?
The department store at the beginning of Die Hard.
Have you seen the movie?
No, I mean.
No, you haven't? That's a weird choice.
Well, he's getting off the plane. We're going to the party.
Yeah.
It's not really I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember a department store.
Anybody else?
Explodes.
I was going to say
Really?
it's Die Hard.
It blows up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything blows up in Die Hard.
Carmichael Dave.
This was the opening scene of this film?
You saw Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
Die Hard as well.
Dave.
Yeah. Hi.
What was the name of Ralphie's younger brother?
That would be Randy.
Randy, correct. Jay, where are the McAllisters family planning to spend Christmas?
Paris.
Correct.
Wrong.
What? That's correct.
It is.
Simone.
Yes.
Die Hard of Die Hards.
Okay.
What is the janitor's name?
Oh, I don't like this one bit.
This is your favorite Christmas movie and you know nothing about it?
It's an annual tradition,
I'm gonna
unlike
watch it
any other.
differently this year.
Yeah. Let's go with Gary.
Gary. Okay. Anybody else in the audience?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think Simone might have
Fred.
more difficult questions, but that's Marvin.
Marvin. All right.
Carmichael
Marvin.
Dave.
Badly.
What was the secret message Ralphie deciphered from the Little Orphan Annie radio show?
crummy commercial. Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine.
We will accept it. Quote, be sure to drink
Be
your
sure to
Ovaltine.
drink your
Yep,
Ovaltine.
You got it
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
J. Mars.
Yes.
From Home Alone, what is the name of the traveling polka band Kevin's mom, Kate, travels with on her way home to Kevin?
I don't got you, but I know.
Gosh darn it. John Candy's Polka Band.
John Candy.
Yeah.
You may have heard of us. Polka, polka. I don't remember.
Anybody else?
Carolers.
Billy and the Whalers.
It is the Kenosha Kickers.
That's right. How can we all say that like we didn't? Oh,
That was
I was
it.
going to say that.
Unbelievable.
Hey,
Give me a soft one.
Hey,
Give me a soft
Simone,
one.
in the movie Die Hard, what's the first word in the title?
You better stop. He crawls through air ducts. That's the correct
Throughout
answer.
the series, John McClane was involved in a sometimes unstable marriage. What was Mrs. McClane's first name?
It's not Lisa. It's not Sarah. Sarah
Emily.
McLean. No.
It's Billy.
No. It's
Danny.
It's not Sarah McLean.
Jane. Jane McClane.
Anybody else?
Oh, because her
Hold
last
on.
name's not McClane in it. Elsa. Beatrice. Beulah.
I'm going to go Bernadette.
No, it's not.
Our YouTube is killing it. They're getting these.
Oh, help me, guys. Help me.
It's Holly.
Holly.
McLean.
All right, Carmichael
Oh,
Dave,
yeah.
back to you.
Holly.
Terrible, Simone.
What prize
Please
does
don't
Ralphie's dad win in a contest?
Oh, he wins the leg lamp, and it's actually breakable, or as we say, fragile, because it's probably Italian.
Well, it's a lampshade like a woman's leg in a fishnet stocking. Just on that line, I want to go back to where was it? I saw this question further along down the line. You kind of just said it. Finish the quote from Ralphie's dad, fragile.
Oh, must be Italian.
Perfect. Dave's on fire. He knows his movie. J. Mars.
Yes.
What is the nickname of the pair of burglars that tries to break into the McAllisters' home?
The Wet Bandits.
Yes. How many siblings does Kevin have?
Kevin has 4 siblings.
No.
Correct.
Way more. I thought it was way more than that.
That's an extended family, right? That's over there?
His cousins?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he has 4 siblings.
Can I ask Simona just off the
top
of my head question? The main villain in the Die Hard movie
Hans Gruber
also played what we mostly thought was a villain in a very popular children's movie series.
Snape.
There you go.
Okay, so
just making sure there.
Simone, what game does the villain want to play with John McClane?
What game does he want to play? Hide and seek?
Anybody else?
Patty cake.
Twister.
Simon Says.
Simon Says.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
right.
I'm watching it tonight, you guys. I'm watching it tonight. I'll tweet about it. You can follow me.
Dave.
Insane.
Hi.
How does Ralphie's mom get Randy to eat dinner?
Oh, Randy. Oh, show me how the piggies eat.
Yes.
And he says meatloaf, double beetloaf. And then he eats like a piggy.
Also, what does Santa say to Ralphie when he says he wants the BB gun for Christmas?
You shoot your eye out, kid.
You're doing very well. You're doing very well. All right, let's go to Jay Mars next. Jay Mars.
Yes.
How is Kevin punished after getting into a fight with his older brother Buzz?
He's sent up to the 3rd floor, and it's scary up there, and he does not want to sleep with Fuller because he's going to wet the bed.
The dreaded addict. Yes.
Spanked mercilessly.
I think you already said this earlier, but we'll go with it anyway. Which comedian plays Gus Polinski, the polka musician who helps Kate?
John Candy.
There you go.
Very nice.
You guys know your movies. Simone, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to find one. I'm scrolling through. Let's see. Yeah.
I got to redeem myself.
Let's see.
One
Let's
little
see.
bit.
Let's see.
Good luck.
Okay, this is gonna be totally random. But if you get it, maybe you'll get the random.
There you go. Worth 30 points.
Worth 30 points. When McClane was flying from New York to LA, which seat was he in?
I think he's in the aisle.
Well done.
He's got his shoes off. They have the whole thing about you got to take your shoes off for
She's
the
a
pressure.
careful, close watcher.
Yeah,
Simone takes the lead.
Dave, Ralphie gets in trouble when he repeats a swear word he claims to have heard from his friend Schwartz. However, he actually heard the word from someone else. Who was it?
Wait. He gets in trouble for saying "oh fudge," and he blames him. But who did he really hear it from?
Schwartz. Who?
That'd be the old man.
His dad. Correct. Follow up.
Not a finger.
This is a new one because I think you said you've seen this or you've watched this now. Which platform will A Christmas Story 2022 sequel be streaming on?
It is on HBO Max.
There you go.
Yes,
Carmichael
yes,
Dave.
yes,
Nicely done.
Yes.
All right, Jay Mars.
Yes.
Why were the McAllisters running late the morning of their trip to Paris?
The power went out the night before, knocking out all the power, obviously, and their alarm clocks were reset.
Wrong.
The alarms did not go off.
No.
Very thorough answer and very correct answer.
All right.
Yep.
Let's see. Who does old man Marley reunite with at the end of the movie?
His daughter.
His son.
His son, yeah.
His son. All right, Simone.
Yeah.
Now you're on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
What is the response of one of the terrorists to this quote? What do I look like to you?
I got nothing.
Anybody
I got
else?
nothing.
Simone did have a tougher field.
She did.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
What is the response of one of the terrorists to this quote? What do I look like to you? One of the terrorists in Die Hard.
The messenger.
A sitting duck.
Oh, a sitting duck.
There you go. And again, the debate, the rest of the room, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, whatever. I'm not passionate enough. People flip out about it.
People go nuts
They
about
really
that.
do.
I will be watching it tonight.
Any more Christmas?
Yeah, for the
questions?
first time, apparently.
Wow. Well done, Simone.
Thank you.
Lowering the bar for the rest of us to be successful.
I aim to please.
Take one for the team.
That's right.
All right. For Jason Ross. How long we have here, by the way?
25 seconds.
Yeah.
25 seconds. All right. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Remember, we've got the Kings Cavs 4:30 tonight, and pregame at 4. We've got game night at 3:30 with Scotty and Buddy Marsh and friends. Then we have the Knicks on Sunday. I'll be doing the post game on that one. So for Dave Richard, for Greg Papa, for Michelle Dapper, for Simone the Die Hard expert, for Jay Mars, for Jason Ross, your Friday Fun and Games host, and voice of the Sac State Hornets, who will be victorious tonight. Knock on wood. Stingers up. Jim Robbins next. Love you all. Bye-bye now.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Divorce becomes a reality. You need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Buying a new Acura is an easy decision. And Acura of Stockton makes buying easy. Come and see us today or shop online. If we don't have it, you can pre-select your favorite Acura and pick it up when it arrives. No contracts or deposits required. It's that easy. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade whether you buy from us or not. Don't settle for less than the quality of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or online at AcuraofStockton.com.
Your local utilities are offering up to $11,000 in rebates to make energy-saving home improvements. Turn to the experts at Clark & Rush and Carrier, your rebate specialists. License 608-005. These home electrification upgrades will lower your energy bills and put rebate cash in your pocket. We'll even do the paperwork. You enjoy the rebates.
Smart energy savings is what we do. Clark and Rush.
Call 916-609-2681.
Life doesn't stop when the economy is uncertain. The market might not care you have a wedding to plan or a kid to put through school. And inflation doesn't know you've got a family to feed. But Bank of America does and is here to help. With digital tools to help you save and local experts in Central New York, you can keep life moving forward the way you need it to. Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at BofA.com/Central New York.
Neymar takes charge of the corner kick.
Selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. We have something for everyone. Don't shop dealer to dealer trying to find the perfect used car. Stockton Honda has the selection, financing, and savings you want. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
One claim based on 2021 total new and Honda certified.